Okay, hey everybody. I'm late as usual, but still kind of on time. How's everybody doing? Nettie, Barley Hops, Julie Mitchell, Paula, Kathy, how y'all doing? Uh-oh. Echo. Turn this off. Okay. Back to roll call. Kathy, thank y'all for being here. Nettie. Scrolling. Algo. Hey, Algo. No, Eric, I can't hear you. Let me make sure I have you added. Yeah, I added you. Let me make sure I don't have you muted. I don't. Let me make sure. Do I have to share? Share screen? I don't know what I don't think that's it. You should better get on, Eric. It is so hot in this little corner where I have my computer. It's so hot. Adora, how you doing? Spread the love. Spread love, not hate. Love that name. Frig. I say that a lot when I have to be good. Gloria Fritz, Heather Chesson. How's everybody doing? James, I guess Dimer? Eric, Rosemary, A. How you doing? PLM. Iffy Angel. KJ in the Ray. How you doing today? Vivian Lundgreen. Okay, I'm so glad everybody's here. I don't know how to say Vicky Tard. I don't know how to say it. So Vicky T. I'm just gonna say Vicky T. My name's Kresha, so there you go. I have a lifetime of people pausing when they get to my name and they're like, and I'm like, it's me. I hear your speakers, Eric, if that's you. Julchen said that she loved the song. Oh, the hearing is on? Why? It's weird. Okay. Hold on just a second. Oh, goodness. Sorry, didn't know. Give me just 1 second, guys. Okay, hold on just a second here.
My doc told me I was pre-hypertension and I needed to really pay a lot of attention to what I was doing and ensure that I maintain a healthy blood pressure. After 1 month of taking these, I'm
to start the trial in October.
Where'd that come from? Okay. God. Okay. Hold on just a second. Why it's being so slow? Come on. Oh my God, it's being so slow.
Your Honor, before we go live,
Where the hell?
Your Honor, before we go live,
Yes. The live stream is starting on this matter. Let me just go ahead and call the case CR 22-21-16-23 State versus Chad Guy Daybell. Mr. Daybell's here present, represented by his attorney, John Pryor. The state's here represented, Mr. Wood, Ms. Smith, Ms. Blake, Ms. Rawlings. I'd also note Mr. Archibald, who is a co-defendant's counsel, is present as well for the hearing. We're conducting this by Zoom. We are recording this.
That sounds wacky as hell.
Software. We're also live streaming this on the YouTube channel of the Idaho Supreme Court for this court in order to allow public access for this hearing. We've got two matters on the docket today. One is a scheduling conference. The other is a motion hearing, Daybell's case. Counsel, before we get started with the scheduling conference,
Your Honor, the state had intended to ask essentially to speak in chambers or approach. Of course, that's a little bit different on the Zoom hearings, but there are a few issues that we believe need to be discussed off the record prior to moving forward with the motion.
Okay, why don't we bring that up?
Are they having an echo or is it me? I don't understand.
Break and have a breakout room set up. Are we able to proceed at this time with the scheduling conference?
Whether or not she'll wait.
I think we are, Your Honor. I would also indicate, it's my understanding, co-counsel Mr. Means is also present. I believe with the scheduling conference, the court's indication has been this is one trial. I think the state is ready to proceed with the scheduling conference.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Blake. And I'll also note, I do see it looks like Mr. Means is appearing telephonically. And with the case currently scheduled for joint trials, two defendants, I think it is appropriate for the co-defendant, Ms. VALLOW Daybell, are present, although the court would note that case continues to be stayed pursuant to 18-12, pending restoration of competency of that defendant. So with that in mind, I would like to start off with our scheduling conference. Counsel, I'll start off with the state with proposals on when we can get this case on the trial calendar. Then I'll ask the defense. We've had some discussion about this prior to today. I understand the request, as I learned from previously, was for approximately 8 weeks to be scheduled for the trial. So I'd like to first confirm if that's the proposal on the amount of time being requested, and then let's look at dates when we can get this matter set. So Mr. Wood, well, I'll start with you. Is the 8-week time frame still what the state would be requesting to try this matter?
I think that's appropriate, Your Honor.
Okay.
If any of my co-counsel disagrees, it's fine. I think 8 weeks for at least the trial. I don't know if that includes jury, picking a jury or not.
Your Honor, can we stop for just a second? For some reason, I'm getting a lot of feedback and I can't
Okay,
mute my.
good. Well, it was me. Shit. Shoot.
There we go. We're good.
Okay, thanks. If you run into that issue again, just let me know. In terms of setting, I would like it to include, of course, jury selection.
I think to be safe, then, Your Honor, we would say 10 weeks.
Okay. Mr. Pryor, before we set dates, then what are your thoughts on a 10-week trial setting? Do you think that's too much, not enough, or just right?
Judge, I took the liberty of examining what Mr. Wood and Ms. Blake and Ms. Smith have disclosed to me in terms of their witnesses at this point. And I did the planning, and then I coordinated that with the witnesses that I anticipate calling. And there is obviously some significant overlap with those witnesses. I anticipate about a 1 week to pick a jury, and I expect about 7 weeks in terms of testimony to the conclusion of the trial. So I would politely disagree with Mr. Wood, and I think that, quite frankly, a 6-week time frame should be appropriate.
Quite honestly, my.
All right, I may have missed the math there, Mr. Pryor. I thought you said 1 week for a jury and 7 weeks for.
6 weeks, Judge total.
6 weeks
Sorry,
total.
if I said 7, then I misspoke, and I apologize for that. I think a total of 6 weeks would be sufficient, Judge. Total.
What the hell?
Agree.
Okay.
Initially,
Well,
DAYBELL was taken into custody and arrested.
my thought is schedule it out as long as we need, and we can always include the trial early and then fill our calendars in as we see that happening. But I'd rather not run out of time and have
I'm
other,
trying to figure this out.
is aware you all have other
Yes,
cases,
I can see it.
or have some other full doc of cases in the 3 counties I cover as well. So my thought is to err on the side of caution, and let me just go back to you.
So just echoing. All I hear is echo.
Are you still thinking 10 weeks would be the necessary time frame in order to get this tried?
Yes, Your Honor, and from the state's perspective, that's built in with caution. Hopefully it doesn't go that long, but just to be safe so that we don't run into other scheduling issues.
Okay. Well, based on that, I will set it for 10 weeks. We'll, of course, do our best to move the trial along and as efficiently as possible. And we have, hopefully it wouldn't take that long, but if it does, again, I'd rather have that schedule set out in advance than
All you'll do is
run into having to emergency move other hearings because we went over. So with that in mind then, Mr. Wood, what is the state thinking in terms of when you'd be able to be prepared to put your case on and start the trial?
Your Honor, the state again is going to take an abundance of precaution approach. What we don't want to do is schedule the trial and then have parties needing to continue it. We'd ask that the trial be set in September of 2023.
I can't find my StreamYard.
September of 2023, so a year and 10 months.
Oh, this is aggravating. I was supposed to be 30 minutes early.
Prior, what are the thoughts on behalf of your client for
Can't find the
starting the
stream.
trial?
Well, Judge, I guess what I'm doing is I'm presuming that since Mr. Daybell's been in jail for about 1.5 years, Mr. Wood has probably provided me all of the discovery. At least I would hope he has by this time. I know I just got a recent batch again, a 3rd supplemental last week. But I would think after all of this time before charging Mr. Daybell, he would have had all of the discovery gathered and he would have provided it to me by now. So taking that into consideration and assuming that they're not going to drop any more surprises on me, I have my expert witnesses lined up.
Surprise. They're murderers. Surprise.
I will be disclosing all of my witnesses to Mr. Wood shortly. And my preference is to start the trial in October of 22.
Sure.
All right, well, obviously, there's a big difference here.
I don't know what happened to it.
The court also has some duty here to administrate the caseload and manage it in consideration of all the parties here in the nature of this case. I did look at a lot of different factors, including the in-custody status of the defendant in this case. I understand there was a waiver of speedy trial. However, there is still an obligation of this court to provide a trial as soon as possible, especially in particular where defendants remain in custody. September 2023, quite frankly, seems really distant for me. And I guess, Mr. Wood, I would like some additional information about why the state believes an almost 2-year delay from now until the time of trial would be necessary. Can you give me some explanation as to why we would need to wait that long?
Partly, 1, Your Honor, is an abundance of caution. 2, as we've looked at other similar cases, very high-profile, complicated cases, these trials usually take 2 to 3 years to get. These cases usually take 2 to 3 years to get to trial. We have a lot of issues with taking care of if we are going to over to Ada County. That is a an extremely tedious thing for the state to have to do. That's not something that can happen overnight. So there's a lot of factors, Your Honor. It's going to take a lot of time for the state to coordinate that. That's why we're asking for that time. And again, we think with that date, it's not going to get continued. It goes. Everyone's ready to go. I would quickly note, Your Honor, where it is still a joint trial, like the state thinks it would be appropriate to ask Mrs. Daybell's counsel when they think trial would be appropriate.
Okay, and I guess I will inquire, however, obviously that's very speculative because no one knows when competency may be established, but is there any, Mr. Archibald, do you have any thoughts on when you may be prepared for trial, or other than speculation as to when you may have a competent client?
No timeline as to when she may be restored to competency. Those are issues that we can talk about privately. And as far as the trial being set either a year or 2 years from now, it does take some time for mitigation, the process with mitigation specialists and investigators. That process has not started yet because of her incompetency, and whether or not she'll waive her right to speedy trial is still an issue that she cannot decide at this point. And so I think the general timelines, yeah, it does take 2 to 3 years to get a death penalty case to trial, if that's what the state is seeking. And they are complicated cases. And so thinking logistically, Fremont County typically has harsh winters. So I would just not want it set in November, December, January, February, March. Those are typically difficult seasons for a lot of traveling if there's witnesses coming back and forth.
Judge, I'd like to respond if I may.
Go ahead.
Judge, I noted that Mr. Daybell's been locked up for a year and a half. Ms. Vallow's been locked up for a couple of years. And with all respect to Mr. Archibald, it's not Mr. Daybell's fault that Mr. Archibald has not started any mitigation process. It's not Mr. Daybell's fault that they may not be able to get their expert witnesses lined up. I would assume for the last several months, that's what they've been doing because they haven't had to file anything else. So they've got 10 months from now to have a trial. And I think that that's more than sufficient time given the fact that for a year and a half, there's been at least from my perspective, a battle to try to get all of the discovery. Now, if Mr. Wood decides and Ms. Smith and Ms. Blake decide to dump some more discovery, then that'll be an issue that I'll address with the court. But I'm assuming now that after all of this time, that I have all the information that they intend to use in this case. And given that, I can't fathom how Mr. Daybell should be kept in jail for another 2 years, awaiting his opportunity to offer his explanation of this case. And because Mr. Wood doesn't think that he can get ready in that much time. And frankly, he made a representation when I asked for a continuance and waived speedy trial that he was ready for trial. And he's made that representation to this court. Now, if that was an inaccurate statement that Mr. Wood made, that's fine. But he did make that representation in open court, that he was ready for trial. So now if he's saying 2 years later now, because Ms. Vallow's locked up, and he doesn't know what's going to happen with her, and I suspect that's what the reason is. And that's not a legitimate reason to delay it for Mr. Daybell. He wants his trial, and he wants his opportunity to present his case.
All right, thanks, Mr. Pryor. The scheduling of the case is, of course, a matter of discussion for the court, and I've considered the positions laid out here by all sides. Quite honestly, my hope was to have this case tried in 2022. I'd note that while the case at bar here was started in May of this year, it was initially Mr. DAYBELL was taken into custody and arrested in related case that stemmed first and went into this case. And that occurred back in June of 2020. So that was almost 18 months ago. So even if we looked at a 3-year setting from when he was initially charged, we still wouldn't be to the fall of 2023. And I understand the burden. Well, I won't say I understand it. I've been a prosecutor before, not on a case like this, but I understand it's a huge undertaking, would require a lot of time and preparation, and I want to afford the state that opportunity. But I also have to weigh that against the interests of a defendant to have a timely trial, waiver of speedy time or not. And so in consideration of all of that, I've also done some checking of my own with calendars, coordinating things with Ada County where this trial is scheduled to occur. And I've determined then that an appropriate time to be looking for trial will be in January of 2023. So that will still provide 14 months of preparation time from now going forward. There's other motions I understand still need to be litigated that could impact things and need to be scheduled as well, in particular the motion to sever. But in terms of setting trial, I do want to get it on the docket. There's a lot of planning that goes involved, a lot of scheduling issues, and I don't want to be looking at the prospect of having to move the trial once it's set. So upon all those considerations then, counsel, I'd ask that you start looking at your calendars right now and let's see what would be available in terms of a commencement date in the month of January 2023.
And Judge, without permission to speak up, I will make a representation to the court that whenever the court decides to set it in January, February, or March of 23, I will be available for whatever the dates the court decides.
All right. I would propose a starting date of January 9th. So if we started January 9th,
Your Honor, the state's one concern with January is travel back and forth. Mr. Pryor himself has said that our officers can travel back and forth, so that's a position he's taken.
I'm sorry.
That puts us in that could very easily put us in a bind. I think even moving it to late February would be a lot more appropriate.
Judge, I think January is going to be fine. We're basically dealing with highway traffic. And having been dealing with this for the last 18 months, traveling between, and quite frankly, visiting with Mr. DAYBELL quite frequently in the last 18 months, it's not as difficult of an accommodation as it seems to be suggested.
Well, I highly disagree with that.
Okay, that's fine.
again, it's a speculative issue. Some winters, the interstates are clear all through January. Sometimes it's a nightmare getting from here to Boise. We don't know and can't predict that. It's one factor to consider, but the court would consider that where the trial would be occurring in Ada County, the climate there is much more mild than it is in Fremont County. That alleviates some of that concern. I still would like to consider that start date of January 9th, because then that's going to put us out to, I think it's March. If we wanted 10 weeks, then that would be March 17th or March 24th for an end date. I believe that had put it through March 17th, if I'm counting up all the weeks correctly. Is there any specific objection besides what's been noted in terms of weather or convenience from that setting March 17th as an end date, January 9th to begin?
It's acceptable to the defense of Mr. Daybell, Judge.
We will be ready, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your input on that, counsel. We'll get a scheduling order to that effect. That scheduling order will contain some deadlines for counsel to pay attention to in terms of discovery cutoff, expert witness disclosures, and other matters that are set in accordance with the Idaho criminal rules. So we'll send out a scheduling order on those dates. And while we're talking about scheduling, I mentioned it a little bit previously, but what potentially has some real impact here is the filed but not yet heard motion to sever. And Mr. Pryor, is there any reason why we can't get that on the calendar as well?
We can, Judge, but before we do that, in fact, my preliminary motions as they affect the motion for the sever have already been drafted. I had anticipated filing them, but they were going to be filed before this hearing, so the court knew where we were. But I received a response to my motion that's coming up from Mr. Wood's office the other day, just yesterday, Tuesday. And I had to take an opportunity to review that and do the research on his last minute response to my motion. So as far as the motion to sever, Judge, and I'm not submitting argument counsel, any of the counsel, but under Rule 14, before the motion to sever is heard, there is a requirement that the court can impose on the state to provide me statements that they intend to use in regards to Ms. VALLOW and Mr. Daybell, and to give me those statements. And it's addressed on the latter part of Rule 14. I was going to file a motion asking the court as to whether or not you're going to require the state to turn that information over to me prior to hearing the motion to sever. And if the court wants a formal hearing on that, we'd have to set that first and then the motion to sever. And then, Judge, that's the way I'm reading the rule. But I would expect the motion to sever can be heard probably within 30 to 45 days if that's acceptable to the court.
All right. In lieu of setting the hearing on that today, counsel, just be aware that I do want to get that on the calendar under Rule 14. If you think a preliminary motion is required, Mr. Pryor, file that motion. We get that heard on a shorter time frame, and then we can look at getting the actual motion to sever calendared, and I'll bring that up with counsel at a later date. I would like to hear that sooner than later, as again, that's going to impact potentially the trial in this case. So,
Judge, if the court wants to set a time for my preliminary motion on the severance per Rule 14 that talks about the statements that both co-defendants would be used by the state against each of them, and the requirement, and it's not, and excuse me, Judge, it's up to the court to decide whether they're going to require the state to provide me those. That's what my preliminary motion would be, and I can have that ready at any time if it's a concern that we need to get the severance issue heard. So if the court wants to set that motion today, I would gladly entertain that and make sure that by either day's end or by tomorrow, I have my my request for that information done promptly to this court. So I'll entertain if the court wants to set a hearing on that right now.
all right. At this point, I'm going to interject for a moment. I think we're getting some feedback. I think it's probably coming from Mr. Means, who's not on mute. Mr. Means, thank you. Counsel, in terms of a potential hearing date coming up on a motion, we could have either December 22nd or 29th available.
Your Honor, we'd like to see that motion before we agree to a time that we
Okay.
if we need to respond to it.
Well, they are going to see a judge. Today is the 3rd, or excuse me,
Well, I
today.
don't have it yet, Mr. Pryor.
You're
Yeah,
right.
Mr.
You'll
Pryor,
get it.
if it hasn't been filed yet, I'm not going to set for hearing. Just pencil on, if you want to get a hearing set, I've got the 22nd and 29th. Get the motion filed, and then we'll look at an appropriate time for a setting once it's
Okay.
filed. But I agree with the state. If it hasn't been filed yet, we don't need to set it for hearing.
Okay.
All right. I think that will conclude then the issues relating to the scheduling of the trial in this case. We've next got a motion, and I understand counsel would like a sidebar with the court, which will be conducted in the form of what's called a breakout room, where we'll be off. Well, we won't be off the record because I'll have the court reporter record what is stated in the breakout room, but we will not be broadcasting that to the public on the YouTube stream. So, Madam Clerk, if you could please set up a breakout room for all counsel. Then once you see that invite, we'll do that, confirm that it's not being live streamed, and then we will discuss the preliminary issues to that.
Can y'all hear me? I gotta send a link back to Eric. I'm having some technical issues back here. Thank y'all for being patient. Big time. It's so crazy. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. Let's see. I'm not very good with, I have an Apple phone, so everything's Apple. I use Google, and then my computer is Microsoft. So there you go. It's nuts. So I'm like, how do I get this to go there? That I didn't get that that gene. That's well, no, Lori used all my ancestors. Allegedly. So how's everybody feel about this? I mean, basically, I feel like they should just, Judge Boyce should just go ahead and just like ask what Pryor wants to do and then just mention it. That way it looks like it's his idea. Seems like that's how it goes. Okay, I'm having to look down and look, and I can't, not one of those people that's coordinated. So if I'm reading something, then I have to tune everything out. So I have to send Eric a link. And so I need to focus my attention that way. Okay. So just, I wish I had some elevator music. Or an elevator. Let's see, sent. Sent. No, wrong one. Forward. And copy. And text it. Paste. There you go. Let me know if you got it, Eric. Please. No, I think they will. Am I the only one that thinks that more people will be charged in all this and the prosecution is trying to get more time to deal with it all? I think so. I hope so. God, I hope so. Because it sure sucks if not. I feel like so many people have just flown under the radar. In Arizona, I feel like they just play good cop, good cop. They don't know the good cop, bad cop concept. They're like, oh, thank you. Thank you for that information. If you think of anything else, let us know. What the heck? Sounds ridiculous. Hell, I've had more rough traffic stops. You know, then they've had interrogation or whatever. Not interrogation. That's not an interrogation. It's crazy. And they all stay like loyal. All the prayers, the the witches, the witches in Arizona, and everybody. They just seem very loyal to Chad and Lori. That's weird. It's so weird. Anyways, I'm not feeling too great today, so that's the spunk in my mood. I'm like swollen. I'm retaining a lot of fluid. My leg's swollen today, so I'm not feeling top of my game. Eric, did you get the link? You coming? Do I need to email it to you again so you can get on with your computer? I know I'm not that good with the interface or whatever you want to call it. Just learning as I go. From Twitter and Reddit to, I'm just, oh my God, anything to communicate about the case, about the kids when they were missing. I mean, you just were like, oh, okay, I have created so many accounts with so many things. It's crazy. I still have to unsubscribe from a lot of things. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need that anymore. I've been paying $30 a month for People Whiz, and I'm like, that was just one of them. I can't add you because you're not in the studio. I can add you once you're in the studio. Though, are you in there? And what? Let's see. Yeah. Once you get in the studio. I'm texting Mom real quick. What do you think, Mom? Hey, Isabel. Oh, I got Mark Means, y'all. Here's Mark Means. Here you go. Oh, upside down. This is Mark Means. You know? Ain't that funny? This thing looks so funny when you have it on. But to me, I was like, oh, let me grab that. It was in the shop. And I was like, let me grab that. I'm going to surprise him on the stream. Mark Means. His eyes are blue. Oh, man. Well, Miss Peaches says, assuming Mark Means stays on the case, he won't have anything to do till January 23, thus no pay from the state. Oh, yeah. I don't know why they just don't fire him or let him go. So silly. I don't even know why he's still on. But he could just throw out more. This only defense they have, I think, is like technicalities. That's it. I feel like That's his job. I call him the Mad Hatter. Mark the Mad Hatter means, because he just pulls stuff out of his butt. Is nobody chatting? Am I frozen? I didn't know it started. I mean, why did it start earlier? Or did I have the time wrong? At first I thought it was at 8 o'clock this morning. So there's that. Then I was like, wait, they canceled that one. Oh, you're on an ended one. Why are you on an ended one, Eric? It says ended on your screenshot. That's weird. And I sent you a link. Let me copy it again. So weird. Invite. Copy. Email. The computer's so slow. One day I'm about to like flush it and of all the Chad Daybell, Lori Daybell crap. It has caused quite the info overload, not just in our brains, but on our devices too. Come on. Okay. It's being so slow. Eric, hold on just a second. I'm trying. Copy. Messenger. I'm sending on Messenger. If it'll load. What the heck? I hate technology. It's a blessing and a curse. Technology is a blessing and a curse, in my opinion. Where did everybody go? Is anybody in here? There's not been any comments in 8 minutes. What the hell? Me? Or the comments? I'm not getting any. Last one I have is this one. Okay. They're not popping up on my screen. Weird. Okay. Thank you. Okay, which one is that? Which one is the breaking crime one? Eric. It seems easier. I just do this and talk to you. Come on. Yeah, none of the comments are popping up. That's the last one I have is from Kimberly Sisk. I'll get to that in just a second. Let me get Eric on here. Send that email, please. Well, I don't see or hear anybody.
Hey.
Turn that down. Turn that down.
Oh, okay.
But I can hear it. But oh, there it goes.
Okay.
It was you. Thank you. All I did was come in here and then it started working. It's about how it works. It's about how everything works. Come on. Send me the email, Eric, please. It's so weird. I don't understand why it's being like this. Okay, got that. Let me work my jelly. My 5-year-old bonus son says, "What's your phone number?" And then we tell him whatever, and he goes beep boop boop beep boop boop. If it were that simple, huh? Oh, I thought you said Louisiana. I was like, well, come on over. Jolly Rancher lipstick. Oh, thank you, Mimi. I don't have the words to express the amount of respect I have for you and your family. Thank you. Same. I have a lot of respect for you guys too. I really do. It's I would be lost without y'all. That's for sure. Okay, I'm not ignoring. I'm just trying to do 2 things at once. I suck at it. Add. I know what I'll do. Hold on. I have to be tricky. I have to be smarter than the tool I'm working with. So give me 1 second. Thank y'all for being so patient. I need to focus though. Okay. Right. Copy. Okay. Email. Come on. Grandma's slow, but she's old. Computer's so slow right now. Breaking the internet. Oh my gosh, come on. I'm in my breakout room, waiting on the email to pop up so I can send it. I don't know why it's being so weird and slow. Look. There. Now you can see what I'm looking at. Okay. Now it went from blue to white. Give me a sec, Eric. I'm working on it. It's weird because you were in here when I first got here. Then you went away. And I was like, okay. But I was trying to figure everything else out. Still am. Still trying to figure everything else out. God. That's why I thought I scheduled it for 30 minutes early. Because I know I'm always late. And then I wanted to just kind of get everything, lined up. So did they start early or did I start late? Because the point was to schedule it 30 minutes before them. And they said 1:30 Mountain Time, so that's 2:30 here, 3:30 Eastern. And I scheduled this for 2. Weird. Eric, you're not getting it because I'm still on the white screen. That's why. See, that I'm still waiting on my computer to let me email you. Let me just do it through phone. Jeez. Let's see. A code. You got the code? What are you talking about? Oh my God, come on. This is crazy. Back to blue screen. So you're backstage on the live one? This sucks. I'm not even in the stream. Okay, now I'm in the stream. God dang. I got kicked out of my own stream. Sorry. So now I'm trying to find Eric. Eric, where you at? Eric, caw. This is weird. Okay. I need to send this. I'm going to send it to myself. And that way I will get the link. Then I can share it to you via my phone. Okay. PLM says, does anyone think the prosecution is trying to drag it out partly to make it super costly for Mark Means? I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't think so, but I don't really speak the legalese. I'm trying. It hasn't let me in to even message to you, Eric. Oh, this is ridiculous. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Just a sec. I gotta focus. So weird. Okay, I know what I can do. Haha. See, I just have to think so I can be smarter than the tool I'm working with. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. Don't skin cats. Copy. Paste. No, because if that was... Just try this link again, Eric, please. Try. And if not... Oh, I gotta think of another way. I wish they would at least break out the breakout room so I could do some technical stuff behind the scenes and y'all wouldn't have to sit here and listen to me babble. So if it would let me email quick, that'd be great. Invite, copy to clipboard, Gmail. Let's try it again. Oh, it's popping up. Might be lucky. Let me not jinx it. Okay, all right. The address is being patient, Eric. This is weird. Not really. This is normal for me. This is normal. All right, it says message sent. Let's see. Les le bon temps roulé, huh? I just sent you one that I copied from this stream right here and emailed it to you. What was taking so long, or what's see, it says failure. What the heck? It says address not found. Your message was delivered to Ben and Doc. Can't find your address. Thank you, Kathy. All we can do is try. Laissez le bon temps rouler. Yes. Oh, wait. The comment. I hate that. I click on a comment and it like flies up. You're like, oh no. I'm sorry. I thought I had my face on. Boo. Did y'all see? I did see my Mark memes, right? That's Mark memes. Oh, well, there's the link too, Kathy. Yeah, I guess you do need the address, huh? Sorry. Crap, gotta go back and look for it. I can't remember the numbers. Let's see. Oh, probably because I put 78, because that's the year I was born. His says 71. I probably put the wrong thing in. Allegedly. Rawlings is Fremont prosecutor. People are asking. Yes. No, I didn't on that. Hold on. I can't. Hold on. Okay. Go back to the mail. Email. Just give me a sec, Eric. True Crime Sushi. God bless you. Driving in your car. Listening to me. Wow. Come on, email. Just work. Something work. Oh, I have it way down here. God, come on, help me. I hit it. Let's try this again. One of those days when you wish you could just go back to sleep. I'm going to try and send it to the right address this time, Eric. I sent it to your address, but I typed it in and I put 78 instead of 71. So here's that. My fault on that one.
All right, Madam Clerk, are you ready?
Oh, shoot.
Sorry, I was.
What the hell? Hold on, it's back on.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, thank you. We're back on the record on this case.
Share.
State versus DAYBELL. We had a discussion with the court reporter, but not live streamed, based on the content of a lot of that discussion. The court does find grounds for closing and sealing that portion of the proceedings based on the
I
fact
just noticed it
that
was DAYBELL.
the discussion in large part entailed issues related to the competency of treatment of the co-defendant, Ms. VALLOW DAYBELL, in case CR 2221
Oh my God.
1623. I would note that all counsel were present for that hearing section of the hearing. Titled the motion for discovery concerning events that were revealed in Lori Vallow's motion dated October 27, 2021. There was a hearing scheduled on the matter today. After discussion with counsel, the courts determined that it's not yet a ripe issue to bring before the court. Number one, the question of whether or not the stay
it must be delayed
in the 1623
y'all are like,
case,
yay, it's
which is
good.
right
Then I'm
up
like,
18 to 11 and
let's try
18
it
to
this way.
12 would prohibit a hearing on the issue, and I have to do some research and determine whether or not it's appropriate to have a hearing in that case based on the stay being in effect. The second issue then would be whether or not the information disclosed through that affidavit should be revealed on a limited basis to Mr. Pryor and his client as it relates directly to their motion. And I'm not going to make that determination until I've had an opportunity to receive the Department of Health and Welfare's thoughts on that through their counsel that filed the pleadings. So we're going to need to continue this hearing to sort through those issues and allow additional counsel from the Department of Health and Welfare to be involved. The court will consider the matter under advisement, understanding the objections that have been raised by both defendants, and go through the issues of both the stay and the involvement of the Department of Health and Welfare. At such point, we would likely have another hearing scheduled that would join the two motions to a single hearing for efficiency purposes.
Thank you.
We don't have the capability currently of setting that hearing for today until I get through the other issues about the stay. So with that in mind, then the court is going to vacate today's hearing on that motion. It'll be continued to a later date to be determined by the court with assistance of counsel and looking at their calendars. So I believe that's where we're left for the day. Mr. Pryor, it was your motion I was just discussing. Do you have any questions or anything else you need to raise before we conclude this afternoon?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you for the explanation.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pryor. Mr. Wood and Ms. Blake, do you have anything?
Nothing further on this today, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I think that will conclude the matters that were scheduled for today's hearing. Then we'll get together with counsel to determine a future date for the next hearing. And again, we'll set forth the scheduling order will be filed in the case as well. So I appreciate everyone's attendance today. That will conclude the hearing and we'll be in recess.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thanks for nothing. Can y'all hear me? I'm sitting this link right now. Hold on just 1 second. Hold, please. I'm just going to type the damn thing in because I'm not getting anywhere fast. That's for sure. 44. C. Doesn't help that they make them 800 years long. Try that. Try that, Eric. Oh, I just typed it in. Okay. Now let me unshare my screen. Let me remove. Ta-da! Oh, good Lord. I'm so sorry. One day I'm going to have it on point. One day. And I got to go back up and see ECG Lifeline.
Okay, well, thank you all very much. And I say to our great warriors, hello and happy Thanksgiving. We're celebrating Thanksgiving
Why the hell did he pop up?
over in the United States, as you know, and you're...
Hold on. Donald Trump just came on the screen. Or on, he came into my life and I had to shut him down. Okay. Oh, thank you, ECG Lifeline, for the 1999 super sticker. That was so sweet. That's my first one, I think. I don't know. I haven't gone to look. But thank you. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. You had a good vacation, huh, KJ? I went along with you. God bless your family too, Michelle Clifford, and thank you. I don't know how we do it. We're just here. We're just here. That's all I know. Is that we wake up every day and we're just like, okay, where to today? Sunshine in My Heart says Tanya Rawlings is a lawyer in Pocatello, Idaho, but I wonder if she's representing the IDHW employee. Not sure, but I do wonder. I didn't even get to watch the hearing because I was too busy back here pulling rabbits out of hats. I'm the Mad Hatter too. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh hey Carrie. Hey Carrie, how you doing? So okay, I think that previous comment would clarify that about her being an attorney. Because I didn't even know Tanya Rawlings was in the hearing because I was late. And oh my God, thank you, Julie. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't even know. I need to practice what I'm going to say. Thank you. Ah! What was that? Oh, Eric just popped in. Oh, I love PTSD, don't y'all? It's startling noises. Gotta love them. All right, adding Eric to the stream now.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Well, that ain't bad. We got this time in an hour and 14 minutes. That's not bad.
Hey, it's better late than never, right?
That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
Exactly. Oh man, I'm telling you, Lori depleted all resources all the way around.
Hi Kay, hi gang, hi everybody in chat. How is everybody?
I'm waiting on them to say good, like I'm waiting on everybody to just reply. It would be great to have that. Not everybody at once, but just, oh, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks, guys. That's awesome.
I don't even know what to do with the super chat thing. This is weird and cool. So thank you. I just sent off the other day.
Hi, Debbie.
Oh my God, KJ.
Wow. Thank you, KJ. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Weird Mom. Aloha.
I'm glad I have my camera turned off right now because I'm beat red. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that they reconsidered monetizing or letting me monetize.
I mean, thank you, KJ.
Yes, thank you so much. And the Weird Mom and Julie.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Julie. I'm getting caught up, Krisha. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Did you get that link where I sent where you could be co-host or whatever?
Just whatever you sent me.
Oh no, I'm talking about last night. That's why, because it allows you, like when you have a co-host or whatever, it allows them, like you would be able to pin chat and stuff like that. Hey,
Oh,
sushi, Amy.
no, I didn't get that.
Okay, I think I sent it to I don't know. I'll have to look. That's after. That's after party.
What'd you think of the hearing?
I don't know. I didn't really get to watch it. I'm serious. I was so busy like thinking and trying
Hi,
to
Michelle.
do stuff here. Thank you, Blue. Wow, Lord Blue Waffle. What a name. That makes me laugh. Wow. Thank you, though. Man, I have tears. This family is awesome. Hey, but this family extends, and that's what's beautiful about it. But thank you. You know, it's the victims that brought us together. And that's what I try to keep in the forefront. I know that we all do, you know.
Right.
Zero asked the weird mom, you don't have to answer, but might you have any religious affiliation other than Satan? I'm working on a little help. I like weird mom's videos. She does well. It's hard doing editing and stuff. I do all my editing from a phone, by the way. Weird mom.
Yeah, I do all mine from a computer, and I'm lost on a phone.
I remember you suggested that that whatever, I guess I'm gonna call it a nap, to edit, and I got it. I got bought a new computer, which I needed one anyways, and then I've got the software, and I was like, I just look at it and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's just not a second nature.
It's probably a lot easier on a phone, but that's how I am when it comes to using a phone for any of this stuff. I know y'all's thumbnails, mine are garbage compared to everybody else's where you can do it on the phone. But
well, I just think it's because you learned on a computer, so you're more computer literate, and I've learned on a phone. I can control the world from a phone. I cannot do anything from a computer to save my life. I'm like, oh, wow. Thank you, Trisha.
Well, that was a pretty loose date that they set for January of 2023. It just sounded to me like Wood's holding out for Lori to get right.
Right. I think Mom and them, I saw Mom comment and say that it would be better for them to, for a longer trial date, a further trial date. That way it'll give time for Lori to snap into a Slim Jim or something.
Right. Because Wood told or asked boys to ask her representation what they felt like would be something might be in the ballpark. But hell, Archibald said, we don't have any idea. We have no clue. She hasn't waived her right to a speedy trial. And then he went on about some other stuff that I don't know what he was talking about, but
I know. I need you to recap for me because I'm like, what? I popped in really late.
There it is. Yeah. Thank you, Kay. January 9th, 2023 through March 17th.
That's so far.
Rob asked for October. He asked October of 2023. And
I know. I did hear that part.
And Boyce and Pryor said, nah, there's no need for it to be that far out. But like I said, it sounds like Rob and Lindsay are holding out for her for something to happen with her. But Boyce said that we can't go off of what might happen. We have to go off what is happening. So I don't know. I agree, Kay. What do you think about the severance?
She's against it.
I'm concerned. I'm curious.
You're curious? That's what keeps me living.
Curious. Yeah, I got a million things going through my mind right now. I'm
I bet you
aggravated because I couldn't get in the stream for this long, and I was trying to help you, but damn, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it wasn't working. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
So your mom's okay? Yeah, she wants to hold for Lori to get competent too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that answers Carrie Livingston's question. She said, "So you hope they don't sever?" I didn't get it posted on the thing yet, though.
I absolutely believe the prosecution is sunshine. There's no other reason to be delaying it. Pryor was ready. The state's ready for Chad. They're just waiting on they're waiting on her.
Yeah, Mom. Mama K needs to get on. That's what my bonus kids call me. They call me Mama K.
Yeah, get it. Come on.
You don't have to be on camera.
Yeah, she can just do like me.
But no pressure.
Come on, Ma K. Come join us.
I don't even know. Wait, let me see if I even sent the link. I think I told her I was going to send the link, but then she was like, she didn't feel good today, and I don't really either. But, yeah, I did not send the link to her, so let me try.
Mark Means is actually listed as the lead attorney, KJ.
Wow.
But I don't know what the deal is with him not coming on camera and kind of, creep in the background.
They might have been monitoring his or whatever you call it, filtering it.
They were getting all kinds of feedback and couldn't figure out where, and ended up it was him because he hadn't hadn't hit the mute button.
That's because he's a dork.
Yeah, he was there. He was there, Carrie, but he wasn't on camera. I don't know.
I thought it was me, because I come into it and Kathy was like, "They're on," and I was like, "What?" And so I was like, "Oh, here we go with the damn feedback. It'll drive you insane." You're like trying to figure out what it is so you can wipe it out because it'll sit there and just repeat, and then that comes back. Oh my god. Anyways, I didn't know that he was the reason why. I didn't even know Chad was there until the very end.
If severed, Chad will blame Loco Alex for it all. Then her trial, she will blame Chad Alex. Totally gives them advantage. They won't have to stay joined.
Let's see.
Do we think that it's going to be severed though?
I don't know.
What do you think, Chris? I
really don't know. I really don't know in this case. It's like you never know, except just again, depending on it being late like me. Just slow and steady wins the race. I don't know. I have to keep that in my mind. That way, I don't go crazy because it's something I don't have control over. And wish I did, and so I try not to riddle myself with that, but I just kind of feel like it's malingering too. It's just like, what do you call that? Fighting the inevitable or whatever. Just like face the music, come on,
right.
Their bodies didn't just end up on the property. That just don't happen. So
no,
just face the music. That's my advice.
I was kind of taken aback with Pryor saying that he has all of his expert witnesses ready and to go, and I was like, wow, really?
He might just be talking a mad game of crap. Because it's like they have to keep their cards close, everything close to their vest. That way Mad
And
Hatter won't have a chance to
the
throw.
thing is, just how I feel about it is, there's been so much unprofessionalism from
God,
both sides, or at least
gross.
defense thinks the prosecutors are. I don't think there's been all that much unprofessionalism from them, but neither side, they absolutely can't communicate and settle a bunch of this stuff with a phone call, whereas and probably other people involved, a lot of this stuff would be handled, wouldn't be having all these nonsensical hearings that are normally handled, with a phone call.
Huh.
Not to schedule a hearing, but they're worked out between the prosecutors.
Yeah, it's like they just have, I don't know. But then, of course, we're not usually privy to this kind of stuff either, Like if we didn't have coronavirus and all that, then everything would just kind of be the way, I don't know. I've never had to go through anything like this before either. Thank you, KJ. Much love to you too. I've got a few things I've got to do. Preferably drink a couple of glasses of wine to get rid of this headache of 2023. Talk to you later, sister. And you too. Aren't you going on at 5, I think, or something?
Yeah, here's True Crime Sushi. Hi, True Crime Sushi, aka Amy.
Yep, Amy. Ames. That's what I call her. Ames.
That's just like with this 16-page response that I got today.
I didn't get to read it yet, so way ahead of me.
Well, to be honest, I've had it since this morning, and I've had so much going on that I still haven't got to read it word for word. I've scanned through it 3 times real quick, but there's just there's a bunch in it, man. There is a bunch in it.
Yeah.
And it's basically it's finger pointing and Rob and Lindsay saying, we're not going to do your work for you. That's not the prosecution's case, or that's not what we have to do. You need to go through the process just like we did to get whatever it is you're wanting, because everything, they don't have all this stuff from IDHW that Pryor and Means seem to think that they have. It's a response to
yeah, I have it right here in front of me. It was well, this one's Curtin McConkie. This one is the state of Idaho versus Chad Guy DAYBELL. And it's response to motion for discovery concerning events that were revealed in Lori Vallow's motion dated October 27, 2021.
Hey, Crusher.
Yeah.
If Amy is available to come on,
girl, come on.
She could break that down for us a lot better than I can.
That way we wouldn't have to, that way we wouldn't have to, Amy, knock, knock.
I mean, if she wants to. Only if she wants to.
Well, she said she was driving though.
But she's driving?
Earlier. I don't know. Allegedly.
Oh, okay. Okay. No worries.
I have to put my feet up. My freaking leg is so swollen. Anyways, from all the working out I do. Not. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with chat too. I have to say if one is going to go first, it's better that it's Chad. I think Lori's weak representation and the overwhelming digital evidence is going to get Lori, right? I think it'll get Chad too. But yeah, the remnants still left over. I don't know. I wonder about Melanie P and Melanie G and
well, we know Melanie. We know that Melanie G. She's not going to be charged, even though she should be. But
I know
she was smart enough to be the first one to get in the back pocket of
Well, Zalima needs to
Wood.
do something. Something needs to happen with her. In my
Who?
opinion, Zalima.
Oh
Zuzu.
yeah, absolutely. Her and Melanie
good.
P. They absolutely need charged.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
need.
I gotta invite her. So go ahead and talk. Sorry.
Oh, she's on I-95.
Oh, but she said, but I'd love to. True come sushi. I'm gonna send it to you anyways. That way I can just. Okay, go ahead, Eric. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine. I was reading the chat and kind of scanning over this response too. I mean, there's some different language in it this time, and Amy pointed it out to me. I'm trying to find it. Something about a couch.
What?
Yeah, there's some different language in it that
There's some weird freaking people. Freaking weird. They've had me and all of us speak language we've never thought in our life. I'm like, I tell Jason all the time, I'm like, never in my life have I ever thought about
speaking
this.
in tongues.
It's weird. It's like, what freaking world do I live in, really? We had the school call us from my bonus son Leland. He's 12, and the school called earlier this morning and said somebody brought a soft air gun to school.
Yeah.
Airsoft. I don't know. I can't think right now. But we were like, oh my God. Okay, enough's enough. They're not going to know they're not going to stop till they realize that dead is dead. Dead. You're not coming back. And that there's repercussions. It's like they're not hard enough. It's not enough because it seems to be coming in droves now. The violence has got to stop.
I agree.
So,
I agree. Do you want to?
I sent that to you on accident.
Do you want to read this response? That'll give us something to do.
I am I'm messaging that to Amy real quick, and then sure. Just give me a sec. I wonder if I can. I know I can share my screen, and we can read it together. But I'll have to think about that after I think about this.
Well, you could read a paragraph, and then I could. If she's driving, I mean, we don't want
to. Okay, she is driving.
Oh, I thought she said she was.
But then I saw I'd love to, so I don't know. So I'm gonna give it to her anyways. So it's sent. Amy, if you do want to come on, that'd be great. In the meantime, if you want to start reading, while you're doing that, I can learn how to share my screen and share the document so that people can see what we're talking about.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Ready? Let's go.
Break. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to pin stuff. I'm just letting everybody know I'm not gonna be able to pin stuff. So try not to put too much into it right now because I don't want to think. When you put all that energy into writing something and you want it to go on the screen and it doesn't make it, it's very frustrating. I find it very frustrating. Anyways, okay, go.
And time consuming too.
Yes. I copy and paste a lot.
Okay, we got a response to motion for discovery concerning events that were revealed in Lori Vallow's motion dated October 27, 2021. The state of Idaho provides the following response and objection to defendant DAYBELL's motion and respectfully request this court deny the motion and vacate any hearing in this matter based on the following. Procedural history. Defendant Vallow DAYBELL was found incompetent in the companion case 22-21-16-24. After this finding, defendant Vallow DAYBELL was referred for restorative treatment pursuant to Idaho Code 18-12. Proceedings on the competency issues have been sealed. During a hearing in case 1624, Prosecutor Wood informed this court and counsel for Lori VALLOW DAYBELL, he had received communication from a private attorney in the state of Utah regarding defendant VALLOW DAYBELL reaching out to that attorney.
Mhm.
There was nothing relayed to the state regarding any exculpatory statements made by defendant DAYBELL. The state notified counsel and this court out of an abundance of caution and as a professional courtesy. Prior to that hearing, it is the state's understanding that one of the attorneys for defendant VALLOW DAYBELL, I lost my spot.
I do it all the time. I read from the back to the front, so there you go.
Wow.
Plays through it.
From a private attorney in the state of Utah, there was nothing relayed to the state regarding any exculpatory statements made by defendant VALLOW DAYBELL. The state notified counsel and this court out of an abundance of caution and as a professional courtesy. Prior to that hearing, it is the state's understanding that one of the attorneys for defendant VALLOW DAYBELL had spoken with an attorney at the same time at the same firm regarding the conversation. Co-counsel for defendant Lori VALLOW DAYBELL, Mark Means, filed his declared motions: motion for state to disclose Brady violations, motion for criminal deposition, motion for out-of-state subpoena, motion to disqualify Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. This was the first the state was made aware of any allegations regarding an employee from the state hospital directing defendant VALLOW DAYBELL to make contact with a private attorney. Shortly thereafter, defendant DAYBELL filed his motion. Argument. Defendant DAYBELL is requesting discovery materials and information not allowed for under Idaho Criminal Rule 16, unknown to the state or not within the state's possession and control. In addition, defendant DAYBELL appears to be attempting to impose additional requirements on the state with regard to its obligation to comply with discovery requests and procedures. This request is further confused by defendant DAYBELL's request that the state be prohibited from communicating with the entities and or individuals who alleges possess the requested information. Further, there are mechanisms in place in the Idaho criminal rules and statutes which allow for defendant DAYBELL to gather the alleged information, if in fact it exists.
Sorry.
Emphatic. If in fact it exists. Defendant DAYBELL can comply with Idaho criminal rules and statute governing the issuances of subpoenas to obtain any requested material from the IDHW and any third party, rather than attempting to expand the state's burden without providing any authority or legal basis for his request. Then it goes to Rule 16 of Idaho Criminal Code statute. It specifically, Rule 16 of ICR governs discovery requests. It specifically outlines what discovery materials the state must turn over to a defendant upon a written discovery request. Further, and that's there's a subsection, outlines prosecution information not subject to disclosure. Disclosure must not be required of legal research or records, correspondence, or reports or memos to the extent that they contain the opinions, theories, or conclusions of the prosecuting attorney or members of the prosecuting attorney's legal staff. Rule 16B, paragraph 10 further provides disclosure by order of the court on motion of the defendant showing well, I lost it again. Of the defendant showing substantial need in the preparation of the defendant's case for additional material or information not otherwise covered by this rule, and that the defendant is unable, without undue hardship, to obtain the substantial equivalent by other means, the court may order the additional material or information to be made available to the defendant. The court may, on the request of any person affected by the order, vacate or modify the order if compliance would be unreasonable or oppressive. The Idaho Court of Appeals reiterates the prosecutor does not have a general duty to does not have a general duty to collect evidence, nor is there a constitutional requirement that the prosecution make a complete and detailed accounting to the defense of all police investigatory work on a case. And then he lists a bunch of case laws that are way above my pay grade, but we'll skip that. And it says the prosecutor is not required to deliver his entire file to the defense counsel, and more case law. It says the Idaho Appellate Court found there was no evidence, there was no discovery violation or violation of due process where the state referred the defendant to the sheriff's office to obtain several requested items. They were not in a prosecutor's possession or control. So the difference between what Rob and the gang are doing and what the defense is doing, Rob and the gang back their stuff up with case law.
Facts.
The other side, not so much.
Pulling rabbits out of hats.
If at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I concur. I am still talking here.
Okay. Okay. The defendant in this case is requesting the state turn over discovery, which is strictly prohibited from disclosure and go beyond the requirements of the Idaho criminal rules and case law. Essentially, the defendant wishes the state to conduct his additional discovery for him. No, Mark, John, Archie, they ain't gonna do your work for y'all. Y'all gonna have to get up and get it. You got to go get it.
Archie.
Got to go. I called when he first came on. I called it the Leroy and Archie show.
Oh God, yeah, huh? Archie. Oh my Lord.
Okay. Essentially, okay. Scroll ahead. These, number one, these are excluded from disclosure pursuant to Rule 16. Number two, these are not required pursuant to Rule 16. Notwithstanding said objection, there are none in existence. Yeah, we're going to scroll on past that because in addition, there are sealed court documents in case 1624, which deal with information, but which the
Is that your phone or something?
That's my computer. I'm reading it off the clip
Okay.
I got ready. That's the music I had in the background.
Oh, can you push mute?
I'm waiting on it to. Yeah, that's what I'm.
Okay, I was like, where is that coming from? I've been doing some detective work back here, thinking it was me. My phone went off, and then it was yours. Okay, all right. Game on. I'm
Okay.
almost there. I'm almost there. Yes.
It says these are not required pursuant to Rule 16. In addition, this is not within the state's custody or control, and the state would refer the defendant to the IDHW. The defendant can follow the same procedure that would be required of the state to obtain this information, which is to contact IDHW or seek a properly issued subpoena, which people probably already know this, but Nicole Cleveland was served a subpoena. It's in Lori's case portal, but it's sealed. Her affidavit and everything is sealed.
Sorry, I keep muting myself and then I have to get out.
So I don't know why they would seal a sample. The affidavit I understand, but I don't know why they would seal just a document saying that she was served with a subpoena, but they did. So here we are. The defendant has failed to make a showing of substantial need for the information in preparation of the defendant's case, or that it would be unduly burdensome for him to obtain the info. Number 10, these are not required, blah, blah, blah. The defendant can follow the same procedure that would be required of the state to obtain this info, which is contact IDHW or seek a properly issued subpoena. So they go on with repeating that several times. They're just telling, you got to put the work in, fellas. We don't have what you're asking for. Subpoena, get the subpoenas out and start subpoena people and get some case law out to back up what you're claiming. I'm trying to get past all these crushes. Okay, the defendant can. Oh nope, it's still the same stuff. Defendant Daybell appears to be attempting. Hello, Crusher. Defendant Daybell appears to be attempting to circumvent the Idaho criminal rules regarding discovery to obtain access to information that is specifically prohibited from disclosure and to require the state to conduct his additional discovery for him. Defendant Daybell couches this argument by citing two multiple cases regarding capital punishment and heightened burdens. Yeah, couches. However, none of the cited authority has any reference to the broadening of the discovery process or duties on the state. He further provides a catch-all that this court must allow equal access to information without any authority for expanding the discovery process in violation of ICR 16. The state recognizes that defendant Daybell should have equal access to information. However, he should be required to follow and comply with the ICR rules and statutes regarding how and what discovery may be obtained and not be allowed to require the prosecutors to gather evidence for him. It is defendant Daybell who is arguing the state should not have equal access to the information by requesting this court order the state not be allowed to speak with his entities and individuals whom he claims have the alleged information. attempting to join in on unfounded and outrageous allegations as a mechanism to thwart the ICRs is inappropriate and shouldn't be entertained by this court. Number 2 is there is no Brady violation or valid support for any such claim. ICR 16A provides mandatory disclosure of evidence and material by the prosecution as soon as practicable after filing of charges against the accused. The prosecuting attorney must disclose to the defendant or defendant's counsel any material or information in the prosecuting attorney's possession or control, which we all know, or that later comes into the prosecuting attorney's possession or control, that tends to negate the guilt of the accused as to the offense charged, or that would tend to reduce the punishment for the offense. The prosecuting obligations under this paragraph extend to material and information in the possession or control of members of the prosecuting attorney's staff and of any others who have participated in the investigation or evaluation of the case, who either regularly report or have reported in that case to the office of the prosecuting attorney. Further, Brady material is material for evidence in the possession of the state that is potentially exculpatory or tends to negate the guilt of a person charged with a crime. The concept of a Brady material derives from the United States Supreme Court, blah, 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 case law. There is no credible allegation the state has failed to disclose Brady material. Co-counsel Mark Means made the allegation, adopted by defendant DAYBELL, in the motion for disclosures filed in case 1624, but the allegation and argument made in the motion for disclosures was misplaced and did not actually indicate any information or connection which would be indicative or trigger a Brady violation. The motion for disclosures indicates the information was allegedly relayed to a private attorney in the state of Utah. There is no indication the state was aware or ever made aware of any of the statements allegedly made by Ms. VALLOW, which would be considered exculpatory. The state cannot turn over evidence they don't have or not or doesn't exist. Dig, or got a little dig in there, if it exists. In State versus Cochran, Idaho Court of Appeals. No, we're going to skip over that. In addition, co-counsel Means alleged Ms. VALLOW informed him of an information which no one else seems to have knowledge of or possess. It appears defendant DAYBELL is requesting to be provided the content of the alleged information in possession of co-counsel Means and possibly Ms. VALLOW. Did you get that? Crasher, where'd you go? Can you all hear me, or did she stop? Can you hear me? Hi, Issa. Okay. So I want to read that again, just so that sinks in really, really good. In addition, co-counsel Means alleged Ms. VALLOW DAYBELL informed him of information which no one else seems to have knowledge of or possess. It appears defendant DAYBELL is requesting to be provided the content of the alleged information in possession of co-counsel Means and possibly Ms. DAYBELL. The state is not in possession or control of this information. Co-counsel Means does not indicate in the motion for disclosures that he made any attempt to follow up on the information. To the contrary, it seems that he did not, but instead, he simply makes multiple allegations against others. However, his allegations in no way indicate the state provided or requested any individual to act on the state's behalf in requesting Ms. DAYBELL make a phone call to a third-party private attorney. Defendant DAYBELL cites to case law regarding situations there were claims that there was an actual government intrusion into an attorney-client relationship. The cited case law deals with situations in which an undercover officer is privy to conversations between a defendant and his or her counsel. Defendant DAYBELL then makes the claim those situations are analogous to the, come on, speed up. Unfounded allegations he is attempting to have this court adopt as evidence and or fact. Unlike the case law cited by defendant DAYBELL, there is no allegation the state, specifically prosecution, has been made privy to any conversation between defendant VALLOW DAYBELL and her counsel. The only allegations which are unfounded are that an employee of the state hospital encouraged defendant VALLOW DAYBELL to speak with a private attorney not associated with the state. While defendant DAYBELL indicates he believes Nicole Cleveland, I don't know why they're still using initials when they've put her name on Front Street last week. While defendant DAYBELL indicates he believes Nicole Cleveland, it is a state actor. While defendant DAYBELL indicates he believes Nicole Cleveland is a state actor as an employee for the state hospital, the case law cited by him does not make this finding. And then he lists some case law. New Jersey versus TYLEE Supreme Court indicates many individuals working for the state may be considered state actors or have Fourth Amendment restrictions, but there is no specific mention of employees of the state hospital. Rather, a separate case, Ferguson versus City of Charleston. And it's a case with a finding that because MUSC, I don't know what that is a state hospital, its staff members are government actors subject to the Fourth Amendment's structures, Idaho 76. This was in the context of MUSC's program to drug test pregnant women who came to the hospital for obstetric care, I don't know, and involved turning the results over to law enforcement for criminal charges. So let me run through that again. They used the case law that is about members or government actors context program. It was a program to drug test pregnant women who came to the hospital and involved turning results over to law enforcement for criminal charges. So, yeah. The court held that in prior cases, the special need of a permissible suspicion less search did not violate the Fourth Amendment, as it was divorced from the state's general interest in law enforcement. Although Ferguson determines that staff members of a state hospital were government actors for that particular Fourth Amendment analysis, this is not a categorical rule in reviewing additional case law. During whether a staff member of a state hospital is a government actor turns on the underlying action of the hospital and staff and whether those actions are tied into a general law enforcement purpose. Suffice to say, this case does not stand for the proposition that defendant is relying upon. A staff member for a state-run hospital is not automatically a government actor. Turning ICR 16, an employee of IDHW and or a state hospital would not fall under the mandatory disclosure definition of the prosecutor or of the individuals the prosecutor is impugned to have knowledge from. The IDHW and the state hospitals are distinct state entities from the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor's office is not privy to the information, policies, procedures, or specific patient information any more than a defense attorney who is representing a defendant in the subject case. In addition, when a patient is receiving restorative treatment, the available information and access to that information is governed by Idaho statutes and any applicable court orders. It is clear there is an understanding that when a defendant is receiving treatment under the specified statutes, statements may be made which are against the defendant's interests. This places the employees of a state hospital and IDHW in a unique position, and a safeguard has been specifically carved out in Idaho Code 18215. This is a different scenario than the references by defendant DAYBELL to Fourth Amendment searches and seizures, as well as the fact the state, specifically the prosecution, did not request any action from or even communicate with Nicole Cleveland. Further, defendant DAYBELL references the state did not inform the court or counsel of the phone call between Prosecutor Wood and Mr. McConkey. This is completely false. The response to motion for discovery concerning events that were revealed in Lori Valley. Okay. This is completely false. The state did, in fact, notify counsel for defendant VALLOW DAYBELL, Jim Archibald, immediately after receiving the communication from private counsel, and also informed this court during a court proceeding in case number 1624, which is Lori's case, that a phone call had taken place between Prosecutor Wood and a private attorney, not Mr. McConkey. There was no conversation between Mr. McConkey and Prosecutor Rob Wood. Further, there is no exculpatory information to provide to defendant DAYBELL regarding the content of the conversation. The Idaho Supreme Court provides and more case law. I'm going to skip past that. Defendant Daybell's indication he intends to call prosecutor Rob Wood as a witness is without merit and clearly does not meet the standard required for a defendant to call a prosecutor as a witness. Prosecutor Wood is an attorney for the state, and as such, he is not a witness in these proceedings. Defendant Daybell has other methods available to him to obtain information he alleges exist, if in fact it exists, period. If it exists. Further, there is no requirement to have an adversarial proceeding for Defendant Daybell to subpoena information from the IDHW or Mr. McConkey. He would simply need to follow the ICR rules and statutes, which, to the state's knowledge, he has not attempted to do. The state would be required to follow the same process to attempt to obtain the information being requested by Defendant Daybell. They referred to her as Defendant VALLOW Daybell, and they referred to him as just Defendant Daybell. As stated above, the IDHW is a separate entity from the prosecuting attorney's office, and as such, the prosecuting attorney's office are not privy to documents in their possession and control. Defendant Daybell's requests are premature. The unverified allegations which are being adopted by Mr. Daybell are not properly before this court. Defendant Daybell has requested an evidentiary based on the allegations made in his filing. However, there has been no testimony or showing of the veracity of the allegations at this point, and the state would request this court not adopt or accept such unfounded statements. The state would request these be stricken until or unless appropriate evidence is presented to this court in compliance with the rules of evidence. Due to this, Defendant Daybell's motion is premature. Defendant Daybell would need to properly present his allegations to this court at an evidentiary hearing for a finding as to whether or not there is any veracity to them prior to requesting an evidentiary hearing regarding the merits of this motion. The only witness that has purported to have knowledge of these allegations is Counsel Means, and he states under penalty of perjury this information was provided to him by Lori VALLOW Daybell. The state would need to be permitted the opportunity to cross-examine any witnesses Defendant Daybell may call, especially since the state was first made aware of these allegations in the motion for disclosures, which Defendant Daybell refers to as Lori VALLOW's motion. Until such time as there has been adequate and appropriate evidence presented to this court, it would appear Defendant Daybell has failed to meet any burden with showing why his extraordinary request should be considered. Number 5, there is no basis to appoint a special prosecutor. There are no grounds or law which support Defendant Daybell's request to appoint a special prosecutor to handle an evidentiary hearing on this motion in this matter. Idaho Code governs the appointment of a special prosecutor, under what conditions it is required, and whom may make the request. This case is appropriately being handled by the Fremont County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, where jurisdiction is proper and no conflict exists. Conclusion. Defendant Daybell again mischaracterizes prior statements made by the prosecution. The state has indicated that it doesn't intend to try this case publicly, meaning the state has no interest in litigating this case through statements made to the media and baseless allegations. The state intends to ensure the integrity of this case and fairness to all involved in the process, including the defendants. The state will continue to try to preserve the integrity and fairness of this case for all involved. Defendant Daybell's motion is without merit, fails to provide any established or verified allegations to support his requests, fails to provide any legal authority to support his requested relief, and is premature. Wherefore, the state respectfully requests this court deny Defendant Daybell's motion in full and vacate any hearing on this motion. Dated November 30th, 2021. Lindsay Blake or Rob Wood. So, the gist of it is, like we said, you got to do your own homework and back up what you're saying with facts that don't exist. Okay, Crusher, can you come back? Crusher. Can you guys hear Crusher or see her? Because I don't see either. You're welcome, Karen. I'm probably not the best guy to be reading that. Oh, okay. It's your internet? Okay. Okay. As long as you can hear me. So what do you guys think about that? You're fine, Crusher. You're fine. Whenever you can link back in, it'll link back in. DJ Norm. Hi, Jolton. What are you doing, girl? Yeah. In summary, what they're saying is they're not going with, which they've told them this multiple times already, but it's not up to the state to do the homework for the defense. And they tell them again to contact IDHW or subpoena them, which somebody did. I don't know who subpoenaed her. I can speculate that it was Means, but haven't seen the actual document yet. And probably won't, but it's not because I haven't tried. Believe that. But they just what the defense is wanting from the prosecution is they don't have. The only people who even have knowledge of this apparently is Lori Vallow or Lori Daybell and Mark Means. And they're telling Means to, if you're gonna pursue this, we're gonna need to holler at her, old boy, just so you know. We're gonna need to depose to find out exactly what all happened. She's gonna have to talk. It'll be interesting to see what Miss Cleveland has to say, which kind of stinks because we'll never get to hear it or see it. That's why they had that breakout session today that we didn't get to be privy to. What, Julie? Dusting off the speakers, Eric? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. It's because I was rubbing my phone up against my beard. That's what you was hearing. Sorry about that. There's a lot of case law that they put in it too, but I'm not going to read all of that. It's 16 pages long. I think Crush is going to be putting it up, and I'll be putting it up here in a little bit too. I wish we knew, Bo Peep. I sure wish we do. Or we knew. Yeah, he is SJP. Case is a Mexican novel. No, I don't hear you, Crusher. I can't hear you or see you. And they can't either. Allegedly, Cassie, high five. Oh.
I hate technology.
There you are. There you are.
It's like I just want to be on my phone.
Can you hear me?
I can do everything. Yeah, I can hear you. Been hearing you.
Okay, cool.
I've been talking all kinds of stuff.
Oh, Lord, I hope I wasn't stepping
No,
on
no,
you.
no. I learned from our last chat. Remember at the very end, it's like I could hear you and I could whatever, but you couldn't hear me. And so that was crazy. I was like, oh, we sound like a damn shit show.
Yeah.
That crap. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to cuss now that I'm monetized. That sucks.
James Archibald, he actually spoke at today's hearing, Bo Peep, but I'm not even sure what the hell he was trying to say, other than
yes. That's what he said. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he said that they don't even have a date set for, or she doesn't even have a hearing to what's it called, Crash, to delay your
Malingering.
No, not that. When you do away with your right to a speedy trial.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she hasn't even had that yet.
Because it was perfect. She was just about to get charged with it.
Right.
And they're
they
like, oh
had that.
no, she can't. She's been sick since March. And we're like, no, she's been sick since June 26th, 1971.
Yeah.
Since she took her first damn breath.
And what bothered me, but I don't, and people may have been talking about it, I don't know, but what bothered me was way back when when it all started happening, when after she got arrested, Rob offered her an alibi defense. Means refused it. And also Rob also asked that the state be given 2 weeks notice that if mental health was going to be an issue, that the state be given a 2-week notice.
Yeah.
Well, in that hearing, when they dropped that bombshell on us, did Rob act like anybody who had been given a 2-week notice? Rob said, Your Honor, we object. That's not a guy who was expecting that was coming, is it?
That's true. That's a good observation. Because I didn't catch it either. And that's pretty telling right there.
Rob he wasn't a happy guy. He wasn't a happy guy. And then, however, I don't know, whatever it was, a few days later, that he kicked out a motion to withdraw his objection. They took all that down off the site, and now I still have it all, but I don't know where it's at. I used to be able to just flip back to the site and see anything that I wanted, but now
you have a screenshot?
Yeah, I've got screenshots and videos, and
I know, me too. But good luck finding them. I swear.
Oh,
I swear.
Yeah, that's me. I mean, I've got 2 computers, a phone, and 2 flash drives that are 64. No, I'm sorry. 3 flash drives that are 32 gigabytes, plumb full of stuff, and I ain't got nary a thing in order. I have to go hunt, search, and look and dig. And,
okay, I gotta go potty. You stay right here.
Okay. Yeah. It's just being strung out, and I get that they have rights and all, but you know what? So does the family. So does the kid's family. So does Charles' family. So does Tammy's parents and siblings. And where's their rights? But that's the system I have. So
sorry. Thank y'all. Whew, had to go. Yeah, we don't have rights. They don't have rights, and we don't have rights. But the ones who are accused don't. I mean, they have all the rights in the world, right. And they exercise their rights. That's when they practice law.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't know.
When is enough though? I mean,
like dragging.
Yeah, I guess when IDHW says.
Yeah, basically. I mean, we're left to their.
Yeah. And that's why Rob was being so cautious with his date today in the hearing, because it was apparent to me that he's not wanting to proceed with them separately. He's wanting them together.
Yeah.
So he's
carefully.
That's why he said let's ask her attorneys and see what they say, and then, like I said, I'd have to watch it again because I don't know what Archibald. The only thing that I understood was about her she doesn't have her hearing scheduled to even do away with her speedy trial rights.
To be charged, right?
Yeah.
Just so she'll go, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. That's what Chad sounded like. Oh my God, he's a dork. Ugh.
But here's the thing, though. Because of screwing around, well, no, let me say that separate or different. They're going to slam her with death penalty as soon as she comes off of it. They're going to slam her with the death penalty. So she's gonna milk that until the cows come home. But they're wanting Robin and Lindsay, they're wanting to try this as one death penalty case, not two.
I mean, it's better for their resources. They talk about saving money. The defense is. Oh wait, that just made me think. The defense is all worried about cost, right?
All talking about money and everything.
Yeah, well, it would behoove them to have their cases stay together so that it wouldn't cost even more tax dollars. So he can shove it now. That's a good point.
Yeah, and just like
use it against them.
Prior mentions the cost and the travel and stuff in the winter
right.
months.
I'm like, what does it matter to you?
And
what
when
the hell?
Rob tries to adjust for it, and then Prior Fire comes back and, well, we can be ready in 7 weeks, Your Honor.
And just like them saying they didn't want it televised, and the defense saying that they did, or you know what I mean, open. Yeah. And the prosecutor was trying not to. And now they're like, but we have to move it. I mean, defense is like, we have to move it because, everybody knows about it. That's because you were going for exposure. And then you want to complain about it. That's what I'm saying. All they have are these technicalities. That's it.
That's it.
There's nobody saying, okay, or there's nobody on the defense side saying, okay, well, we have this and that. We have a good alibi, a good whatever shot at this. So they're just pulling out all these other things. And just hoping that something sticks to the wall. Like, okay. So annoying. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of comical too. I'm just like, okay. And like Martin mean.
Did you get that? Did you get that message from your mom?
I don't know. Am I in trouble?
No, I didn't even know you could private message on here until just now.
Oh yeah. When she was in the she was backstage, but I could tell she couldn't turn her camera off and she didn't want to be on camera. And so I was saying it earlier, but you didn't hear me. That was one of those times you didn't hear me. I was like, oh, I'm talking to Mom, So I kept telling her to turn her camera off, and then she was like, well, I don't feel real well anyways. And then so she was back there playing around, I guess. Damn moms. Them damn moms.
Yeah. Well, tell her I'm sorry. I didn't even know it until just now. I mean, I sent her a message. I don't know if she'll see it or not, but yeah, I mean, Rob and Lindsay are doing everything they can to make sure that. And
they have Rachel too.
And Rachel. Yeah, that's true.
She's behind the scenes. She's no, not about inclusion, but just saying that it's not just Rob talking to himself. It's Rob and Lindsay both, and then Rachel's back there. She's a silent partner, just kind of, I think, pressing it all.
And now we have Ms. Rawlings from Fremont County was in that hearing today.
Yeah. So okay. Because I didn't get to watch the hearing because I was too busy trying to get it and stream it. So what was her part? Did she talk a lot? How early did it start too?
It started at 3:00.
Yeah.
Which
was 30 minutes early. Because it says right here, motion for discovery concerning events, 1:30 p.m. and then scheduled conferencing 2:30. And so I scheduled this for 2.
They changed it. They changed it to 1:00.
Okay, well at least it wasn't my fault, really. That one.
No, it's actually my fault because I should have told you that. I knew it, but I just didn't put it together until I heard you ask somebody somebody in chat told you that the hearing had started, and I was like, oh my God.
I know. I was like, oh crap. Oh, here we go. I'm used to
Hey, we got
reacting.
Australian Ireland. Hi, Julie from Maryland.
I don't know how to do an Australian accent, but I can go, hello, mate. Or so you say, good eye.
Hello, mate.
Wait, good eye. Wait, what is it? Good eye steak? Or I don't know. Oh, good eye, mate. Like good eye and then mate. Anyways, that's enough of that. They're probably laughing their butt off. I swear. Yeah, my mom was here. She was trying to get into the I could see her in the backstage studio, but she told me earlier in a text that she didn't want to be on camera, and she kind of didn't feel good. And I was like, I don't feel good either. But I said, but you can hide behind the avatar, kind of like what we're doing right here. Not hide behind it, but it represents. Anyways, and she just couldn't, I guess, figure out how to turn off the camera because she kept pointing it up at the ceiling, which is what I do. I've never been one to talk on FaceTime and stuff like that. It's just, I don't come from that generation.
I don't either.
I'm not all the time.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I agree, Melissa Vex.
Somebody asked the trial is scheduled for January 9th through March 17th, 2023 for whoever it was that.
March 17th, that's the day my grandma, my nanny, died, which is Charles's mom and Charles's mom. My maternal grandmother. There you go. That's
January 2023, not January.
Yeah, January 9th, 23.
Yeah.
Betsy's barn.
To be honest, that's a loose date. I wouldn't be putting ink on my calendar because I don't think it'll happen.
You have to say eat loose when it's loose. I'm joking. I do say it all the time because it means to turn loose. So
you have to live that long, Bo Peep.
Huh?
Bo
Peep. Yeah. You better live that damn long, or I'm gonna come get you.
Do you think it will? Do you think those dates will still?
I think it'll be later myself.
I do too.
And that's what I'm watching the thing. So, like I say, it doesn't bring them back. I mean, if everybody can just kind of look at it from this point of view, it doesn't bring them back. And it's taught me a lot about what justice really means. You know, it just holds Lori and Chad and, well, any other person besides Alex, you know. It just holds people who do this accountable, which is good. It gets them off the streets. Yes, that's great. We don't want them hurting anybody else. But it never brings
round up the other ones that are still walking the street.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm praying for us. And I mean that sarcastically because
I'll guarantee you that
I'm sure that if they think that their prayers were helpful, then they need to get their butts beat, you know, for real, because you don't pray like that's not praying. That's
I would love it if Robin Lindsay made them do it in court.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be awesome.
On loop, just sit there. Yeah, it's not justice. I mean, it's justice, but it's not. I don't know, because it doesn't bring them back. It doesn't bring none of the victims back. Now, for Brandon, yes. You know, he's still alive. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. All right.
Doesn't bring them back. So all we do have is time. I'm like, bring it on. You know, all I have is time.
Right.
But it does drag it out. You do want some finalcy to it. But it seems like with the death penalty, it's just going to keep coming up and keep coming up.
Well,
healing? Oh.
And you you beat it into my head because you know that I don't have patience and
We don't have control.
I have a short fuse, but it's just so aggravating.
It's
And
like, what does the justice look like, Eric? You know, it's what does it mean to you, and what does it mean to me? It means different things, you know, because I'd rather do great things with why they died, you know, all the ways they slipped through, all the ways that failed them. And I want to make those strong. They need to be addressed or readdressed, and they need to be taken seriously because, you know, just the way it happened, all the cracks that they fell through, everything that failed them, the victims. I mean, can you imagine the list of things that just, you can be like, check, yep, nope, check. Right. So that's where I see justice. I see justice in making a difference, making a change to prevent this from happening to anybody else.
Exactly.
Okay. You get Lori and Chad off the street. All right. That's just two people. You know, it just doesn't make full circle for me. But you make changes, you implement laws, you
exactly.
You have these safety nets set in place so that this doesn't happen again. Because shame on them. Shame on them.
Right? I mean, yeah.
And whenever Gilbert Police, I think it was, didn't want to comment, I was like, well, that's because they're so busy, hopefully, and I'm winking the whole time. They're busy, you know, changing the way they handle things. They're so busy, you know, changing stuff that they couldn't, you know, do an interview. They better be. I would be.
And Chandler, don't leave Chandler out of it.
Even if you have no negligence, even if you have no part into it, you know what I mean? If you did not directly have a part to play, it's still attributed no matter what.
Exactly.
The church, yes, still attributed. You know, the law enforcement, they attributed everything. We attributed, you know what I'm saying? These things, these victims, they fell through all these cracks. And so I think anybody that is a business, a corporation, a church, a school, law enforcement, anything, even personal growth, you know, we adjust every day, we grow. Yes. So, I mean, just, it wouldn't hurt for everybody to kind of, let's do a little inventory and and kind of, you know, tweak it to whatever it is today, how things are today, and according to, you know, this and that, and you just ever change, you evolve. That's how we do it. Supposed to.
Right. And the thing is,
but that's how I see it. But
I'm not necessarily 100% in the corner of what a lot of people say a lot of times, that, you know, hindsight is 20/20, or looking back, you know, when hang on, we can't really use that blanket statement, because Charles wasn't doing it in hindsight. He was doing it in real time.
That's true.
He was doing everything that the system
you're supposed to do. The clergy, the law, everything is beating their butt. I'm telling you.
You know, everybody has the right to their opinions, and mine is I don't.
You don't agree with how
it's a blanket statement of hindsight's 20/20 when it comes to everything, because one, if they had listened to Charles in real time and not got suckered in by
with the religion part, like, I don't know LDS, you know. Okay, well, that's not
Charles would still be alive, the kids would still be alive, Tammy would still be alive. I can't say the same about Joe because where his happened before. But there's 4. Had they listened. That's not hindsight. He was telling you in real time. He was telling them in real time, not hindsight.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. And then there's just so many things to learn from this. Oh my God. That's the hindsight part.
Right. Yeah.
That is one thing though that we have. And so, I just want to take that and apply it. You know, I do. I want to make a list. Everybody just kind of get together, see where, you know, what sticks out to you, what you would like to see changed, and then just compile a huge, but I have to not cuss, so this is hard, a huge list and just start doing the things, you know, that's, you got to start somewhere.
Oh yeah. I mean, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But
yeah,
I've never really sat and took the time to think to myself, what would justice for me be?
Yeah. Because I mean, it's not justice for them. They died and they were murdered and they're in heaven. And so they're good, you know, now.
Right.
Not for us, but we're left here to pick up all the pieces. And all of us are. It's impacted so many people. And I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad, but I'm glad to see that the human emotion is still there, that humanism is still there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
People that are just not willing to settle for the blanket statement, you know, and those are your people who are going to make changes and see this through. That's what I think, you know, because it's. And Melissa Bex, to answer your question earlier, we did inter half of Uncle Charles's ashes. We did that last February.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had. What? It was very cold. I know that. It was very cold. On one of those videos, I shared scenes from the day we interred him.
Yes, I did. I'm sorry. Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I was like, well, let me remind him.
I did. I'm sorry. My brain's fried.
I mean, it was small. It was small, and not everybody could show up, you know, like my aunts and uncles. So Mom had her phone, and she was Zooming the funeral or whatever. And then
that's exactly right, Lisa. You're 100% right. I mean, that's what she did. That's what she's good at.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Melanie too. She even kind of.
Absolutely. It'd sure be nice if they'd cut loose with her and Melanie P's text conversations with everybody, wouldn't it? Because they sure have left them out.
Yeah.
They have left them out big time. They haven't been in either one of these dump docks.
I was blown away just by you should get Melanie P telling Aunt Lori, you know, you should get life insurance on TYLEE and JGU. I was like, right. What the hell?
Right.
Wow. You know,
that's what's, I can't wait to see, because she's going to get charged. It's just going to be a while, but Melanie P is going to get charged, and I cannot wait to see the digital data they have for her and all of her messages.
We can't handle it. I don't think we can. I think our heads would short circuit, and we'd just be like, right.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, right. True statement. True statement. I swear. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh yeah, I like that one too. SJP. Like I said, hair tied to my bumper. I loved when I saw that comment. I said, "Oh my God, yes."
Blonde hair tied to my bumper.
Yep. I mean, whatever works, you know. Or I mean, I'm sure she don't mind if it's brown hair too, because I'm sure it's brown by now. Ha ha.
Exactly, Stick Gal said. Exactly.
Oh, stick gal sick? Stick out. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, each agency who touched this, education, church, mental health services, social services, etc., must review their processes where they let victims down, both interstate and local, then bloody apply them. You're not from here because of the bloody comment, but I concur.
Okay, Issa, cook something good.
Oh,
Cook some steak and taters, Issa.
I'm gonna have to get a damn passport to go see her. I'll do it. I had one to Canada for 10 years. Never went. Issa.
Hey, let me ask everybody, and how do you link this document to post in Facebook? Does anybody know?
Oh.
Because I've been trying since this morning, and damn if I can figure it out.
Oh, yeah, you're an admin though. I mean, you should just be able to post it.
No, but when I click on picture in Facebook, and then because I saved it to my documents, my downloads, chats file, Laura's file, the kids file, I saved it to everything on my computer, and when I would go to add it, it wouldn't even, it doesn't show up in any of them.
I don't know. I just thought of something though. I need to take a break for a little bit because I need to put my leg up, and I gotta go get some lemon too. I'm retaining fluid, and I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable. But I don't know. There's got to be a way because I added you as a co-host, right? And so once you get in, you can do stuff like that too. Like it just won't let me get into Google Drive while I'm on the computer for some reason. It just says try again, reload.
So can you add it to yours whenever we get done?
I can, but wait, what do you mean? Add it to my what?
Well, I think you said you was going to post it or something.
Oh no, I was saying we'd have to, if we do another live or something, or maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
To do another live. What is tomorrow? Friday? It's up to you. I gotta get a new phone tomorrow.
Well, I'm not doing anything. I mean, all I got's time.
No, me neither. Me too.
I'm not doing anything. So yeah, anytime you want to go live, just holler at me. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I'll just learn how to figure it out. How to put it.
What's the name of that Facebook group? Crush.
Doomsday.
Doomsday, Carrie.
Oh, look. Isabel's in there. She's an admin. Copy link and then post on Facebook and just do Control V. Oh, I controlled a V. Just kidding.
Copy link. Let me screenshot that so I'll.
So you'll have it amongst your other sea of.
To do that. Thank you, Issa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yet, yep, it's Doomsday. It's got Leanne and Stephanie May and Megan Music, and I'm gonna miss because and Isabel Legault.
Lisa, yep.
There's a lot. That's the main one I've gone to. I'm a member of so many of them, and I just think they're all my groups because they are. I'm just like, oh, okay. So that's never really stood out to me. Different groups, but I seem to have always swayed to that one.
Yeah.
So
well, I didn't even go on Facebook until a couple weeks ago. And
I'm proud of you. I opened it and I said, Jason, look at this. I said, oh my gosh. Good night, Eleanor Ryan. Thank you for being here.
Good night, Ellie.
Carrie Livingston says, I'm not a member of that group. I don't know.
I don't know.
I barely get on Facebook because I have to. sends me to so many rabbit holes. You know. Bye, Izzy.
You're welcome, Carrie.
But yeah, just if you're not Carrie, then just send a request. Oh, look, see, SJP. I always think Sarah Jessica Parker when I see SJP. But then yeah, they'll approve you for sure. I know you have a lot of knowledge on the case, so it's really good. You've done your research. It's crazy to keep up. I know that I don't know if they're still looking to see when that picture was taken of Ian and Melanie Pulowski and Jackson Hole. I have it in my phone somewhere, but oh, another thing. Totally off topic, but on topic. It's okay. Yeah, I remember I have unedited screenshots of that picture of Chad and the Serena and Christina and them in the kitchen, that kitchen one.
The video?
No, just a picture where it's not blurred out. And so, anyways, that's another sidebar. I just thought of that while I was thinking of this other thing. But there is, remember whenever Melanie Gibb was doing the interview, this August one or whatever, with law enforcement from Idaho. And they talked about, having right after my uncle was murdered, about oh my God, I'm going blank. Having, I guess, one of their seances or whatever. I'm gonna call it a damn seance. Freaking Wiccans, which is they're bad ones. And anyways, I do have the names of the other people, and it's they went to their house too. It's Melanie Gibb sent out some invitations or something, and David was wanting to share with his brethren. And anyways, their names are, I know her name is Stacy Asay, ASAY. There you go. Plug that in. just so it's noted, because I keep forgetting to find it. And then I found it the other day. Yeah, it's Serena Sharp and Christina Atwood.
Well, we're two peas in a pod, because I go looking for something and I end up finding something else and then forget about what I was originally doing and start. I mean, it's insanity.
Yeah.
I wish to God I'd put everything in order from the beginning, but I'm a dude. I'm not an orderly type.
Okay. I did open the Discord. I just need to put stuff in there. And the Patreon's ready to launch. I just I'm lingering. Anyways, I don't know yet. I don't know. It's when something takes me a long time, or I get stuck on it, or I try to upload a video and it fails 3 times. I'm like, okay, that's just God telling me it's not time right now. Yeah. Right. Oh, sorry, Stacy Asay. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. I don't know if Carrie Livingston asked Stacy Asay was one of them in the picture. Also, Christina Atwood and Serena Sharp in the cookie picture in Lori's kitchen. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was Stacy. I don't know what she looks like. I just know that name, Stacy in Scott's house. I want to say it said on that invitation. Email.
Wasn't one of them Emma?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I remember before the picture.
See, I don't have a copy of it where they're not blurred out. I just have it where they're blurred. I swear I thought one of them was Emma.
As far as I know, I mean, okay, then I'm gonna go. I'm writing myself a note right now, and I'm going to go on a quest while I'm laying up after this. And I'll go and look for that picture of them in the kitchen. And Carrie, I don't know. Good night, Jolton.
Night, Jolton.
I don't know what Stacy looks like. I just know the name. So it could be. I'll have to produce the damn picture. And that way
Was it Emma? Okay. Okay. I
It
didn't know
was?
that.
No. Yeah, I didn't think so because I know what Emma looks like, and
Well, who was that? Who was that running into Lori's apartment that day?
which day?
The day it was during the winter when she's caught on that.
Oh, I
ring.
think that's Dilemma. In my opinion, I think it's Dilemma, and that's why Alex went and bought the coat. Remember him buying the coat? I knew. It's like for some reason I was like, I don't know why he would buy, Lori a coat. That don't make sense because she's always cold, so I know she got coats. But
I think that gal looks a little too thin to be a Dilemma, though.
no, she's not chunky. She's just short.
Right. And well, I mean, if you look at that gal running, she's got long legs. She's got boots up to her knees, if I remember right.
Yeah, I did too the whole time I was up there because they were waterproof and windproof. It's cold and the snow is wet. It's precipitation.
Whoever it was hadn't been there before because you can hear Lori holler at them that we're over here.
I think it was a lemon. I really do. I've watched it over and over again too, and it's always bothered me. But then whenever the evidence came out in the document dump about the coat, Alex buying a coat for Lori or whatever. And maybe it is for Lori. Shit, I don't even know. But
is that when the detective was talking about they have a weird relationship?
Yeah. But then I'm like, well, the coat's not that weird. And I just feel like it was either Zalema or Summer. It was one of the two because
Summer build, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Carrie. I'm sorry, Eric. It was a video that was captured by the same Ring doorbell cam that caught JJ running through the courtyard when he said "Hail." Poor thing. Oh, he was in hell.
Yes, there's actually a couple of them. There's the one with JJ, and then it follows up with the footage of the female coming or running into her apartment when there's snow on the ground.
Yeah, and she was like it was her first time ever seeing snow. And that's why I think it's somebody, from Arizona. And I just don't feel like it's Summer. I don't. But then
I would just Google JJ VALLOW ring
doorbell. Yeah.
Yeah, ring cam Carrie. That'd probably be the easiest.
Also, note that there's pictures. Okay, the same time period. You know how everybody was saying that they. Oh no! This would be before TYLEE disappeared, but right before. And JJ, it's the neighbors who have the Ring doorbell cam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor things. They were riddled by these people. But and thank God they trusted their instincts. But I think her husband had helped them move in or whatever. But she took a picture of TYLEE. Well, JJ had taken a basket of his plush animals, okay? And he went in the middle of the courtyard and threw them into a puddle. And there's TYLEE standing there and JJ throwing his plushy toys in a puddle. And she had I guess the neighbor had texted somebody else, they took a picture. She took a picture of that, TYLEE and JJ.
It was actually kind of creepy what that neighbor said.
I know, but still I'm like, okay, well, thanks. I'm glad, because it's
creeping through the blind, snapping pictures of kids. That didn't lead me.
Well, she has a kid who, but think about it. Oh my God, this poor woman. I mean, she was on the documentary, right? But that woman, her son, who played with JJ, after the kids were murdered, her son went into Lori's house, and Lori was just eating a salad, it was just no big deal.
Yeah,
it's freaking weird. So I'd be like, whoop whoop! Oh my God, we survived. We need a post where you can go put "You're safe, I am safe" from Chad and Lori and Melanie. and Melanie. All the Melanies. All the
I
felonies.
know something that I wanted to tell you too, Krisha, is with these dock dumps, it's disgusting. And it's as recent as Brandon's shooting,
Yeah.
attempted murder. There are so many people that said we don't want to be involved. They turned
Yeah.
They turned away, and
still
so,
we're still saying it because oh my god, yeah. I posted like from the document dump, the last one. It was she's friends with, or she's not a bad witch, is what I'm saying, and her name is Ann Eliason, and she emailed me and asked me if I could not reveal her name, even though it's revealed in the document dump. And I was like, you know what, since you asked me nicely, and then yes, I'll take it down. And she was like, oh my god, I didn't realize that you were related. And I was like, I mean, it's no big deal to me. I mean, it doesn't make or break anything, and plus it's out there anyways. I'm not here to make enemies. I'm just here for the truth. That's all. And
we're just
she
putting the story out.
Yeah. But I mean, it is very important to know because it's part of the puzzle, and it's mainly, she's friends with April Raymond, and she was told or whatever that that Lori allegedly paid Alex to off Joe, so that is important to Joe's story for sure, and this one just earlier on. Yeah, Ann Eliason from Hawaii and Salt Lake City. It seems weird that they both just it was her audio. Yep, hers was just the audio, and she was friends with Uncle Charles and Lori. What's that mean? The heads up.
But there were so many. If you go back to the previous dock dump, every person, nobody in that dump went to law enforcement first.
No.
To say, well, she told us that she was crushing up whatever medicine and putting in his drinks. Nobody approached law enforcement and said, hey, they said that they planned all that with Joe Ryan, back a couple of years ago. This is how they was going to. Law enforcement had to come and get all that from them. They didn't take it to law enforcement.
I know.
But you know who did? The one person who
Debbie.
Debbie
did Alex. Debbie did Alex. I wonder if that's where he's got a child with. But then I'm like, I'd have to do the dates. 1993. I'm not good with dates. Where's DJ?
What you want to date for?
About Alex allegedly having a son when he was 19 years old. But that's before Debbie. Okay.
That was I think it was 1992, I think. Don't hold me to that. But I remember reading it in 1992 or 94.
My goodness. What the heck? Who's Penelope? Oh,
that's a
see, I
nickname.
want to check the oh my god, there's this database you can go to for LDS women or men, and because they give you a name during your sealing, and I want to know if that's her name, her name that only Chad would know. They issue a name, but anyways, if you type in the month and the temple that you went through, or the year in the temple, I'm sorry, whatever, and you put it in and it tells you what names they issued. And I want to know if Viola is her temple name, Tammy's temple name.
Oh.
Just curious, and I just never do it because I think about it right now.
I'm still
but I
trying
don't
to
know who
figure out.
Penelope is.
I'm still trying to figure out who are they talking about was at the temple with Lori, and it says Alex wasn't with her, and then in the very next sentence it turns around and says, even though Redacted didn't have a temple recommend to be in there. Who is that?
So who didn't have a temple recommend?
Let me pull it up real quick. So
I know that all of them that weren't worthy. I'll tell you that.
Right.
I know that much. I say Melanie's too, just like Pretty Lies and Alibis. Melanie's. Okay. And then I remember seeing the name Penelope in one of the docs, but can't remember now where I saw it. I know, and it sucks. So I need to set up a hub. We've got to have a hub where we can put all this together, because I know that everybody collects information and all that, and it's like important to put the puzzle pieces together, because it will make more sense. It'll make the most sense versus, you know, getting it from Chad and Lori, because you see, we've gotten so far with them. But
do you think that they might be waiting on her to flip, Crush? People have asked me.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, either way, they're going to be in there forever. I don't know.
I'm starting to lean that way myself. I wasn't at first, because
I know
I
it's a
thought
tactic.
there's no way they're going to take death penalty off the table, but maybe they will. I don't know. It'll be.
Yes, Carrie, I am. Look, I'm not a computer savvy person at all, but I've been watching videos on how to create your own, you know, website or whatever, and so it doesn't seem that hard. But I mean, seriously, like, totally 100. That's top of my list. And that way we can just, I can work on their foundations. I can kind of use it, I'm gonna say it, as a plug. And I mean, a central place where we can learn from this, you know, kind of like what Annie was doing with the dashboard. That's helpful. Anything that will help, and anything that will shed light and change and make something better, then their lives will not, they wouldn't have died in vain. That's been one of the messages I received early on in this thing, you know. I felt like Uncle Charles was with me, and I just felt like I gave him, you know, my bond, my vow that I would never stop seeking truth and justice, you know,
right,
in their honor, that I would always honor them and keep them humanized. So that's what I do, and it's been very important. And one of the things I remember that just played over and over and over in my head was just that their deaths would uncover something even more dark and more sinister, and that their deaths would not be in vain. Just like that. There it is. Ba-dum, psh. So that to me is very important, you know. And I was like, what could possibly be any darker and more sinister than this? And then I realized you don't do that kind of language, because then that's like challenge accepted. You know, it's like asking for the world to, you know, show you up. Oh, yeah, here. So I try not to use that kind of language. I try not to invite things like that. But I realized there's a lot more darker and whatever, more sinister things with the satanic ritual abuse. That's crazy, and it's mind-blowing. It's like you read the stories and then you're just like, but that can't be true, right? Can't be true. And avoid it. I mean, I remember avoiding it also, and I still kind of avoid it, I'm not gonna lie. But we're not doing the victims any justice. I mean, not even just these, You know, I don't even know if it was satanic ritual abuse. I say yeah. Nobody else has said it, you know, officially. It was for religious purposes. We know that. And although it's uncomfortable and, you know, it's just sickening, it's not doing them any justice by not talking about it. Any of the victims, any victim, anywhere of all time. So, anyways,
I'm still flipping, trying to find it real quick.
what are you looking for?
Where
Oh, the Ring doorbell?
they're talking about somebody is at the temple of Lori, and they say it's not Alex, and then turn around and they say,
Oh, yeah.
even though he didn't have a recommend.
A temple recommend. Let's think. Let's think of their circle. Serena had hers, I'm sure.
I think it was the same day that they shot. Huh?
I want to know who still has their temple recommend.
Oh, I'd say everybody except for Chad and Lori.
Right. So what's wrong with that? Hey, ping the router.
Well,
Idaho people of the true crime interwebs. Is that? Oh, okay. Hello, people. I didn't get the hello part, but hello. Hello, mate. Another shrimp on the bobby. Okay, I'll quit. I forget you like cookies. Lori knows how to make cookies. Maybe she'll share her Betty Crocker recipe with us.
yeah. Special recipe, Nestle Full House.
Oh crap! I keep banging into stuff. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. That's. Oh my God, that woman is evil. Wow. You never know. You never know.
And that's the thing. And we're not breaking any news by saying this, but this was a special, twisted kind of evil.
Oh God.
Evil rears its head every day, but for the most part, not to this level. This is next level twisted, man.
Different levels, different devils. I'm serious. I agree. Oh, not a problem. It's an honor to honor them. You know, it is. It's like I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. I'm 43 years old, and I've worked on airplanes as a mechanic apprentice. I've worked in offices. You name it, I've done it. But then this happened, and just one day it was like, okay, this is your life's work. You know, this is what you do. It like picked me, if that makes any sense. And
yeah,
I get to apply all the life experiences, you know, all my skills from those experiences. And so they are my business. And
exactly.
It's very hard, y'all. I've been killing myself over this. I've been torturing myself. How do you brand your family that was murdered? You don't. It's freaking hard. But then it's like, but you have to not brand them, not to make profit like that. But it takes money to make money, right? And so you put out, you have to pull in order to reinvest that and put it, you know, and grow it. It's just like anything else. And so,
yeah,
my uncle was a financial advisor, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, he's shaking his head at me like, come on, Pokey. But I just, they have such an important story to tell, and apart from this one, you know, I have some of TYLEE's art right here, and it's beautiful, and it's 2016, and it's her and Baeza, her friend Baeza, and it's just a doodle pad. And let me grab it real quick so I can read off of it. And I also have a note that was crumbled up. I thought it was in pieces, but it was a note to Zach from Uncle Charles. I'm sorry, a note from Zach to Uncle Charles. And it was crumpled up in one of his boxes that was right by, I don't want to say where it was from. Anyways. I'll read that to y'all because I can't find her art right away. Anyways. But this little note is December 18th, 2018. I guess. No? Right? Yeah, 2018, because they were murdered in 2019. It says, Charles, first off, and this is from Zach Cox to Uncle Charles. And I just feel like Lori crumpled it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, he says, first off, thank you so much for the sacrifices you made to let me live here with you. From a mortal perspective, you are one of the hardest working people, if not the hardest working person I've ever met in my life. You do so much to provide an amazing lifestyle for your family, and I will forever be inspired to become as hard of a worker as you. But let's be honest, if I could be just as, it's hard to read. He says, but let's be honest, if I could be just half as hard of a worker as you, that would be impressive. From a spiritual perspective, you let me be a part of your home family and let me learn and grow from you. Your spirit is so kind-hearted and such a loving spirit. Your presence is amazing. I cannot thank you enough for letting me live here. I loved getting to conversate with you more, and grow closer. Thank you so, so, so much. I love you so much. Love, Zach. And it says, on the side, it says $10 footlongs.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've got to mail this to Zach.
I've never heard that before.
Nuh-uh. It was in Uncle, like in a box of stuff. Because I've got 2 books. Also, I asked Mom if I could read them because I didn't know anything about Mormonism or nothing. I didn't know anything. Didn't have an opinion in the world. I couldn't offer nothing. I'm like, I don't know. But I just felt like it was important to just kind of, I don't know. I just became hungry for knowledge, a thirst for knowledge, and I still am. I cannot stop. I can't quit. I've got a book open, and I've never been one to read books ever.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's.
You're welcome.
That's
It's
awesome.
a reminder. It's a reminder that they were human.
You almost had me leaking. I had to pull it together.
And that was from Zach Cox, right there, December 2018. So Lori was sealed already. If you put it into perspective, you start kind of like, well, she was sealed in November of 2018. So she was already spiritually married to somebody else.
Right.
They were already praying away Uncle Charles's soul, and JJ too, and TYLEE. Everybody was starting to go down. And so that kid, Zach Cox, he just has a good head on his shoulders. I really, for as young as he is, he's got it going on. He was just a kid, and he was in kind of a weird situation, a weird position to be put into when your aunt is telling you one thing, and
right.
You're like, I don't know. I've been in not positions like, well, kind of like that, but not with a murderer, not with her.
Right.
She's my aunt, but she didn't put me in a situation. I'd have put her in a situation. But
I listened to him and his dad's interview they did with a podcaster.
Yeah, I did too. Madness of 2.
Zach don't pull any punches, man.
Nope.
He straight up tells that podcaster, nah, I don't see it the same way Dad does.
Yeah, and I love that.
It's all, it's all BS. I don't quite see it the same way.
Yep.
Well, basically what he said.
Yeah, he just is like,
I was like,
I'm
wow,
buying
good for
into
you,
that.
Zach Cox. Good for you, my man, for
being so
seeing.
young and seeing through the
Yeah.
cracks. Yep.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go far in life if he, can stay away from plotting people. And I pray that for him. I thank God for Nicole, his mom. Because she seems to have a lot of sense about her. So, I mean, and she's been so supportive of Uncle Charles and the kids from the beginning. When a lot of people just still don't even remember Uncle Charles, or they don't think about it. Kind of like Joe, we just kind of forget to lump him in. But it's like at the time when everything was unraveling, I was just like, I didn't know who Joe was. I was like, who? Huh? What? And I do think it's important that if there was foul play in his death, then yes, they've got to be held accountable. I just kind of felt like Uncle Charles wasn't even getting justice. And it's like, I felt like we had to do the kids first. Like, I don't know. It's like
how
chivalry.
twisted is it that we have to
pick an order?
We have to feel bad about one victim not getting the same attention, or
we don't have to.
There's so many. They
We're
left so many
letting.
bodies behind them. That's incredible to me.
Yeah, I know. I felt that way too. I felt guilty for, if I don't say this person's name, or if I don't hashtag it, then so I either do it whole or not at all. But it's hard.
Yeah, thank you, Carrie. I've been racking my brain trying to remember the name of that. The Madness of Two. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said it.
Very.
I probably talked. I interrupted you though.
No.
Yeah,
I did find
I
that.
was supposed to be on that podcast, but Jason went into the hospital.
Really?
I couldn't make a sentence anyways. Like, I could not put a sentence together at that time. She was really nice though. I mean, I talked to her on the phone or Zoom, and then literally that night, Jason went into the hospital for the second time. So, anyways, it's crazy. And there's so many different, we all have a story to tell also, there's just so much to learn, God, it's endless. Y'all know the layers that are that come along with this. So, I mean, we've got our work cut out for us. And so this is my life's purpose. This is my mission.
Exactly.
So I don't know, but like I have 2 books that I grabbed from moms, that were in Lori's. You got to think it's Lori stuff, because I know that her and Chad went on like a temple tour, I call it. And I brought this up before, but I mean, there's a book right here, and it's called Holy Places, right?
Yeah.
And it's my bad. I just booted myself. Okay. Anyways, remove yourself. And so, remember how Chad has a book, and it's also called Standing in Holy Places?
Yep.
And you know how I always look for symbolism, right?
Right.
There's something to this. Gotta be. There's some Blues Clues up in there. But basically, this book was bought at a Deseret bookstore. So that means it is, it's approved. And each temple, there's another book I have, but I couldn't find it right away. Oh, it just hit my keyboard. But anyways, Chad S. Hawkins wrote it. And I mean, just reading the titles, I was like, oh my gosh. It says Music, Stands, and Snow Shovels, Billings, Montana Temple. Now, we all know that's where Jason Meow went the same weekend. Same weekend JJ was murdered. That's a little too close for comfort for me. Then they have like discovering the Nauvoo temple blueprints. The house was guarded. A special session. London, England.
It's water up here.
Oh, yeah, I got lemon juice. Woohoo!
Hi, Jay.
Say hey.
Hey.
Okay. Hey is for horses. Aren't you glad you're a cow? Hey, it would be Uncle Charles approved. We say corny jokes around here. But all right. So I'm gonna pour some apple juice. I mean some lemon juice. Yay to getting older.
I need to pour some Grey Goose juice.
Oh, I used to drink Grey Goose.
If I had a bottle of it, yeah.
Well, supply and demand. You have to replenish them once you deplete them. Oh, y'all, I came up with a funny thing the other day when I was texting my mom. And I said, Chad and I was going to say the rest of the gang. I said, no, Cool in the gang. And then I was like, wait, Kool-Aid in the gang. Oh, my God. I was laughing.
Cool in the gang. Nice.
Kool-Aid in the gang. Kool-Aid.
Like
this is your living room / yoga shanty.
No, it's not.
Oh, are you doing yoga now? What are we going to do?
I wish I was able to do yoga.
Right?
No, I'm trying to pull your I'm trying to pull you up on YouTube so I can put my phone down and read the chat, but
well, I think we need to go ahead and
okay, so well no, I can't
you
do
have to
that,
push
but I do
mute.
need to. So I can put
Oh.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Huh? Oh,
Yes.
okay, cool.
Yes, sir. My 5-year-old, he says, sure. Yes, sure. He does a little whistle.
Sure.
He's funny. But yeah, I probably won't be able to be on here too much longer. I don't need to be. I need to be on here, but like I need to go kick my legs up because I do such strenuous work.
Well,
not at all. I just don't know why I'm feeling the way I do today. I don't feel bad, but my body does. It's like, go get some exercise or something, girl. So, but I do really, Carrie, yes, definitely on the website. I've got to get that together. Oh my God. Thank you, Joe Paul. Thank you
what's up, dude?
very much. Oh, Carrie. Carrie says, yes, go put your legs up. You can't tell that to just anybody. Lori, put your legs down. Thank you, Joe Paul. Thank you, everybody here. Thank you, everybody here.
Yeah.
It means so much. I know that a lot of it's just me, blah, 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 blah. But I think that's what it takes. It's all in the small talk. It's all in the details, as my Aunt Lori said when she didn't have a murderer's heart. I guess she found it. Oh, with a gammy leg and no Kool-Aid. Don't drink it if so. If so, drink the sugar-free Kool-Aid. It stains, but it don't give you all that dark eye. Oh, I cracked myself up, so I can't imagine. If I would just really let loose, oh my God. I'm such a dork. It's the only way I like to be, though. Like, if you can't be your genuine self, then I'm like, I'm not going to like that. Yeah, we should. Yeah. I don't know. There's a casino that we live by, and we get like, her mom and them will get free comps. And I used to be able to go every other month and get my hair done. I haven't had my hair done in two years. I'm not playing. So actually the last time I went was right after Uncle Charles was murdered. And I remember, I think Mom was, because we had a whole conversation. And I said, you need to invite Lori to Uncle Charles's, the memorial we had, the celebration of life. in August of 2019. And she said, I don't want her to come. I said, she's not going to come. But you need to ask her. Invite her, That'll be fun. And so, oh my gosh. Thank you. I don't know what to say about all it. Thank you. It's going to go to good places. Just know that. It already has. It's
Thank
going.
you, Janet. Money.
It's huh?
Says mad money. You rock.
Oh, I was like, whoa, that sounded kind of like a possessed voice.
No.
Root of all evils. Master of none. But it does take money to make money. And so I'm just getting over that hurdle. I'm like, you're going to have to just be okay with it. I have to be okay with it. And I had set up a separate account. I don't ever mix the monies. So I've got to buy some more bracelets. Some that say, I'm going to do it for my family. So it's Charles, JJ, and TYLEE. And then once I get those in, then we can go and have all the victims' names on there. But for now, I just kind of have to, I'm growing.
Well, that's cool, though.
Yeah. If I could, that's why I love the Love Always Wins. That encompasses them all. But I also don't want their names to be forgotten. I don't want their faces to be forgotten, which nobody in this room will do that. I know that. That's what I wanted to know. So that is true, huh? Julie, Adam and Nicole are now divorced. I was wondering because when he said that he lived in St. George, I was like, okay, well, that's probably why you're divorced.
Oh, really? Wow. I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
I kind of heard, but I didn't ask because I'm not a prying person. I'm really not. However, that's good to know. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Joe Pa.
You were directing it to somebody else. I'm sorry. Yeah. Video. Oh, I know. The video anime. I'm like, look at this. You got to crack up at something because they were idiots. They are idiots. There's no were. There's no past tense because it's still in real time. Idiots.
I wonder if it was because of this case, I wonder? That they split up or what? Anybody know?
Okay, Carrie says, according to Nicole's Facebook page, yes, she is single. But then SJP says they are still together, though he lives there for work. That happens for a lot of people. Like I have an aunt and uncle, 90s. They're in their 90s. They got divorced. But stay together.
I wonder what made them. They're in like what, Kansas or something like that?
They were. I think he's in St. George. I guess she is too. From gathering info in here.
It's an insult to call them idiots.
I agree. I agree because I've been like a nerd. That's all I could think of was a nerd, and I was like, but I'm a nerd, and they're really cool nerds, And so that's an insult to them. Callwitz. My name is Kresha, right? Kresha. I'm like, what the hell, Mom? And if I were a boy, it was going to be Brandon. Weird, huh? And so I'm like, but okay, so I have a brother named Eric, I have a brother named Todd, and I have a brother named Zach that's younger than my son. Anyways. And so I'm like, what the hell happened? It was just, let's try it out on the girl, We'll name her Kresha, name her something weird. Anyways, I just find that funny. Huh. Uh-oh. We got some sleuthing going on real time.
What happened?
Carrie Livingston says, wonder why her Facebook says she's single and has removed pics of him. She lives in Missouri, according to Nicole's Facebook. And Adam in St. George. Yeah. I just hope that everything's amicable. You know, I hope that they're on good terms. You know, this puts a lot of stress on a relationship. I don't care who you are, if who your sister is or whatever, or which side you're on. It puts a lot of stress on a family. I go through it every day. I mean, just the sounds, the loud noises, and and then remind myself that it's trauma. It's post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's gotten better. But there's just some days where I can't handle it. You know, so it does put a lot of stress. So they may not have survived for that. You know.
I can't even begin to wrap my head around what you are have gone through. And if anybody's being truthful, they can't either. If they tell you, I mean, we don't know as outsiders.
Right. We don't. I'm outside to that, you know.
Well, no, you're not. I don't.
No, I don't know about the Coxes, and you know, there's different aspects of this. But just because he's related doesn't, mean that Adam's a bad guy. You know, it's just I feel for him because he's got to feel torn as hell. You know, I mean,
I thought basically I misunderstood what you said. I thought we were talking about.
Oh,
I meant that we couldn't.
I am.
That we couldn't really wrap our heads around how you
I don't want you to
specifically, have gone through the feelings and emotions, and because I don't know. I'm just not very many of us have gone through what you all are going through. So, as much as we love everybody, there's still, you're literally in the middle of it. Blood, was taken from you, family members.
Exactly. But I turn around and I take that and I'm like, and yes, blood was spilt and it was my family members. And I'm not going to let it happen again, and I'm not going to let them continue to be exploited and used and whatever. I'm not going to do it because then that's adding insult to injury and that's not cool. So, not in a victim sense. That's not cool. That's how they continue to be victims after death, Right. No, I'm not about that. But I take what you just said about, their blood. It was spilt. It was sacrificed, figuratively and literally. And you say, no, I'm not going to allow evil to win. They gave their lives. I'm sorry. Basically, they were taken, but also given. In a sense, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of lost. I hope y'all can understand what I mean. But just basically, it's not going to be in vain. And by not allowing their deaths to be in vain, you take something negative and you make it positive. And as long as there's change, good change.
Right.
And just people and our policies, procedures, laws, how when we see something that's not right, it's just raising awareness, being an advocate. Everyone in here is an advocate. Every freaking one of y'all are a mouthpiece, and the strength is in numbers. I always say that strength is in numbers.
Absolutely.
It's like I can do this by myself. It'll just take me longer. And I'd rather not. I've learned through this that no, I can't. I don't want to. Who wants to go through something like this by yourself? So being in the media, or the case being so publicized and everything, and in the media, in the public, I think it's more of a blessing than a curse on this side of it. Now on the other side, like the Cox's side, would probably be hell. Depends on where you look at it, what perspective, but oh, and thank you, I'm sorry, thank you, Sharon. I will, allegedly. No, I will. I have been. Not cheating. Go ahead.
Did you have a chance to read that other document that dropped today?
No, I've been looking up things on how to brand the channel, transparent backgrounds and stuff. That's what I was reading up on.
Okay.
Ugh, never ends. But what was it about? What was it?
The attorney for William Dawling from the ward president.
Oh, for McConkey, or wait, what? No, I don't even know what you're talking about. So
It's a notice of service for response and objection to subpoena. That means served on that ward president, William Dowling. I'm
yeah,
not sure
I did see it was one page or something.
Yeah,
No.
it's real. Yeah, it's real.
Okay, there's my phone. God, I was looking everywhere. It's not far. Oh man, what does that mean? Ever wonder why Lori's dad was dark, but her mom was helping conceal? Yeah, and Adam's trust level was 0. They cannot be forfeit to incompetence and agency shadows. I don't even know what agency shadows means. I'm gonna have to think about that. And I don't know if it's sarcastic, because I'm speaking sarcasm, but I don't know. I didn't see any context. I didn't see what was built up to it.
They cannot be forfeit to incompetence and agency shadows.
Elaborate. I don't know.
I'd say agency. Are you talking about IDHW?
Like insurance agency? No, I'm joking. Agency can also mean if you're going to choose the devil or God, choosing your agency.
Oh.
That's LDS.
Okay.
I'm learning. I didn't know it from Adam in the beginning. I was like, what? I mean, not that, I was raised Catholic, but I wasn't like hardcore. A catechism was the same thing every year. Every freaking year was boring. Oh my God. I just was, I don't know, always carried God inside of me. Like, he made me. Didn't feel like I needed to go to church to say so. And that's fine for anybody that does and doesn't. And I just kind of take what I need from wherever and make it, it's the positives, Chad did that, but he took all the negatives. Woo! Stick Gal says, agency meaning those who need to review their systems. Sorry, no LDS here. Hey, we learn every day. The day we stop, you might as well put me in my grave. Because I am curious. I didn't know that about myself. When Jen told me, I miss her too, by the way. When she told me that, she was like, "You're a natural researcher. You should go to college and stuff for it." And I was like, "No." Mom. Yeah. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I am. I always just thought I was nosy and or digger. But I'm so interested in it. But I don't want to go to college for it. I'm like, I have enough. There's enough. And you still got to put it together and have it make sense. And you got to, make all these mini lessons out of it and all these things. So, but yeah, to have a degree, I would have to go to school social
That's good.
science.
That's
I just didn't know it was a team. I just, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Turns out I grew up when I was 41. Because that's when I found out what the hell I was going to be. I like when our pastor says going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to McDonald's makes you a... Oh my gosh. Right. It's true. This is a team. Yep. Teamwork makes a dream work. There's no I in team. When I worked on the on the BP oil spill, see, I'm telling you, I worked all kinds of different jobs, man jobs, women jobs, physical, not physical. I was like, there's no A, I mean, no I in team, and they were like, no, but there's an M and an E, and I was like, y'all would. Me. So it is a team. It has to be. It has to be a team. They say it takes a. I know I have all these little sayings. I'm very close to my mama. She's approaching 90. Okay, so I have a lot of the old time sayings instilled in me, and she's smart. Oh, that generation was smart. We have a lot to learn. But I forgot. She always said stuff like, you know, sweep around your porch. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? It just means make sure your area is clean first before you go, you know, trying to point out everybody else's dirt. She also told me that every new broom sweeps good every time I bring a new boyfriend over. I was like, okay, I get it. My papa VALLOW, he told me that the best thing about a woman was her mystery. And I think that applies for everybody. At first I was like, does he think I'm dressed like a slut? Like I was 15. I was like, oh my God, what does he think? But he was just being legit. And the sun comes up for everybody every day. The same, you know, everybody has an opportunity every day.
That's exactly
to be a better person, to get the have the opportunity to apply themselves and be good people. Just like these people were not born with a moral compass whatsoever. Thank you, Bo Peep, for your service. Thank you. I had to cheat. Just watch the first part of the hearing over at East Idaho News. Now they are back to an... What? They're still going on? I'm dumb. I thought when they were done, they were dumb. I mean, done.
No, they came back from that breakout session.
Why didn't anybody tell me? y'all are in here, and there's a court hearing. Oh my God.
Oh,
it's on my thumbnail. My thumbnail says that I would be covering it. I guess covering it. Oh, it's over now. It's the story of my life. Oh man. Well, crap. I'm gonna have to cheat too. It's not cheating. But awesome. Okay, well, because I'm gonna have to go back and watch it too. They started early. Who does that? Evil people do that. Start early. Yeah. We're all gonna have to go watch the replay. Everybody. Oh wait. Yeah, I think they're going to talk to Mark, I hope. What do you mean? When?
Why is he creeping in the background now instead of being on camera? Where'd that come from?
They're having to filter his butt. No. You know, safe comments.
That's ridiculous, man.
Oh, right. But I thought Robbie said Mark is going to be hiring from the state bar. I was like, well, yeah. Unhired. Opposite of her. Yeah. Pull it up on stream. True. If it's over, though, I don't know. It's 3 hours and 44 minutes into this. So, I just don't want to go too far over, and I need
he
to
was
put my legs
driving.
up. Hmm?
SJP said supposedly he was driving again, but
He's
he's the
somebody
lead
needs to go in the tire business and sell some tires to him.
attorney.
There's a customer. Oh man, he is a. Here, I'll show everybody that didn't get to see it earlier. That's Mark Means right here.
I think it.
I just need a
That
bandana.
second part's on.
Huh?
I think it's 4 minutes long. Here, I can tell you real quick because
What is it? 4 minutes.
Yeah, that second part when they came back the second time, it's only like 4
Oh.
minutes long.
Yeah, it was long
Because
too.
they had that breakout about the IDHW stuff, and then they couldn't. Prior, I think, wanted to set a severance date, but Boyce couldn't set a date for that severance hearing because the state hasn't even seen the document for it yet. They haven't even gone over it. So I think that's all they said in that 4-minute clip.
I'm sorry to hear that. Tastefully frugal. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm telling you, loss is a loss. And so whether it's you're like mourning somebody that's still alive or mourning somebody who was violently and selfishly taken away from you, if it's a baby that you carried or lost, you know what I'm saying. A loss is a loss. I mourned my son who parental alienation, 6 years of his life. And as a matter of fact, the whole time JJ was here, Zach was gone. My son Zach, I'm gonna shut the door. Are you okay? Might suffer a loss here. Joking. But anyways, a loss is a loss, and I reached out for help here in Lake Charles. Whenever, hold on just one second. Let me mute this. All right. I'm like, good God.
It's 5 minutes long.
I might have to mute myself.
Why?
All right, Madam Clerk, are you ready?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, we are ready.
Okay, thank you, Josh. And the court does find grounds for closing and sealing that portion of the proceeding.
Yeah, imagine that. They closed.
Defendant. VALLOW's motion dated October 27th, 2021. There was a hearing scheduled on the matter today. After discussion with counsel, the courts determined that it's not yet a ripe issue to bring before the court for several reasons. One, and chief among them, is the fact that additional facts were submitted in the form of an affidavit in the 1623 case, to which Mr. Pryor has not been made privy because that was a sealed affidavit. That was filed at the request of the Department of Health and Welfare through counsel. The court would note that that counsel is not here and available for the hearing today, and there's a few questions that need to be determined. Number one, the question of whether or not the stay in effect in the 1623 case pursuant to Idaho Code 18211 and 18212 would prohibit a hearing on the issue, and I have to do some research and determine whether or not it's appropriate to have a hearing in that case based on the stay being in effect. The second issue then would be whether or not the information disclosed through that affidavit should be revealed on a limited basis to Mr. Pryor and his client as it relates directly to their motion. And I'm not going to make that determination until I've had an opportunity to receive the Department of Health and Welfare's thoughts on that through their counsel that filed the plea.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I got it backwards. The severance was at the ending of the first part. This part is the IDHW stuff. So,
Haha, at Sharon.
can you hear me?
Yep. Oh, I thought you were about to play something else. I put it on mute again.
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I didn't even record it. I just realized I thought I was recording the first part, and I didn't even record the first part. All I recorded was the second part. So, yeah, I'm a mess.
Hey, we're just here popping bubbles and stuff. Anyways,
It happens.
I'm glad to have y'all here. I'm glad that, it was good. It was good a good convo and good talk. I mean, anytime we can talk about it as a team, is good. For me, at least. I mean, for sure. Because it kind of helps me. It helps guide me as far as what needs to be paid attention to. All of it does, but I'm over here trying to, make like I compare it to the Polaroid picture thing. I wait for that picture to develop, and I mean, my wrist hurts from 2 years of, flapping it like a Polaroid picture or whatever. And so my wrist is tired, but it's developed more now than it was yesterday. So I don't know. It's ever changing, but it's like we do have at least a better picture of what we can do to make it count, to make their lives count, to make sure that they're never to carry on their legacies, to be a voice for all victims and them. That's it. So I'm reading a lot. I've been reading a lot on nonprofit organizations and the different things, and there's so much to learn, and so much to learn. But I like that kind of stuff because I told you I like to read like owner's manuals and stuff. I'm weird. Back before internet. I don't like reading books, but I like reading, weird stuff, ingredients and shampoo bottles and stuff. It's weird. So I guess the boring stuff is for people like me. And I guess, Jen too, and a lot of us who just want to make sure, to make sure that things get changed. I bet you can get a free blog spot. Yeah, like on WordPress, I think. I can, but I need help because I don't know. I need to read about it and kind of get my feelers out on that. SJP, yes, a voice for the voiceless, definitely. What? Chicken butt? What did you say, Eric?
Did you say you had to read about it?
Oh, read about Carrie's comment here on the screen. It says, I bet you could get a free Blogspot account to put all these documents and info regarding the case on.
Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did have a domain thing picked out on WordPress, but then I lost it. But then that just reminded me that Amy at True Crime Sushi she had told me a while back that she reserved a domain name or something, and I just need to get with her on it. See, I forget, just like that. I mean, it's like I want to put mom to work and be like, here, you read on this, but instead I've been doing the work, not everybody's work because we're all doing work, but I've been trying to just kind of absorb as much as I can and learn as much as.
And your volume left.
So I'm not trying to take over, but I'm just trying to just allow them to breathe, But then I have to remember to breathe too. So,
Right.
anyways, but yeah, so thank you, Carrie. I will, that reminded me to,
Hey,
to talk
Crusher,
to
I
you
got
about
some
that.
breaking news.
Oh God.
You ready?
I don't know. Is it good or bad?
Nah, it's not.
Oh, what's it pertaining to? Like, I'm sorry, that's part of the trauma.
We now have a hearing scheduled for December 29th, a motion hearing for motion to quash or modify the subpoena was filed in Lori's case portal.
Mm-hmm.
So mark your calendar for December 29th at 10 a.m. their time, whatever time that is, my time Eastern. I have no clue.
That's 11 my time Central, and your time is Eastern, so it's 12, right? If not, we're gonna be on here an hour early, okay?
No doubt, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, I can't get right, man. This is crazy.
I can't get right either. But
yeah,
together we're perfect. All of us. You know, there's no INT. So okay. Well, I mean, I wrote it down and
hang on, I'm gonna check the other one real quick before you vote. Just in case you never know, they might have filed something in Chad's too.
Carrie, she had got the domain name for me for difficult research. So that I can do that website thing. Yep. That's it. And pretty awesome. There were a lot of things coming through at that time. And from everybody in the true crime community that rallied around me and still do, but it's like a moment where I was just like, okay, I can breathe. I can. And they're telling me I can breathe. I can relax. And so I'm trying to trust in them and know that I can relax. And
what you tell me all the time is it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you need what you preach, girl.
I don't. I don't. I'm the first one to tell you I don't.
Is Amy back?
I don't know. But Zero says 4 hours in. I mean, how long is the damn thing? Or
4 hours in. Wow.
Oh, into this. Okay. Anyways, I love all your.
I'm gonna have to let my dog out and use the bathroom, and I need to use the bathroom. And
I'm just
order
picking.
some dinner.
Yeah, I'm going to eat too. And so, thank everybody for being here.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. And sorry if I missed somebody in the chat, but I was kind of doing a couple, 3 things at the same time at times. So,
allegedly,
if you want to do,
I'm joking.
If you want to do something tomorrow or whenever, pressure, holler at me, and
I'm in there like swimwear.
We'll chop it up together, girl.
I'm serious. We'll get together soon and do those documents, where we can read them, where I can show them or you can show them and all that good stuff. So we'll let y'all know. And thank you, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. I can't believe I'm saying that. Thank you for the super chats.
Awesome.
It's an investment, and it's gonna be. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. I can show you better.
Love everybody, and we will talk again soon.
Yes, sir. Bye, neighbors.